Yes, yes, yes. You are in tune to Boxing Talk with Raphie. And where are we? Where are we? Where's the track? Where's the track? Where's the monster track? Okay. It's official. I got the music. It is official. Let me get that out of the way. Let's have a look at the screen. Okay, that's good. There we go. I'm ready for camera time yet. Boom, boom, boom. Now. OMG. Okay. Let's see what's going on in the chat. Damn. Okay. So you are in tune to Alfred cleaning up the table. Raphie washing his fingers. Raphie washing his fingers in the lemon water bowl. Damn. You know, it's one of the most terrible things in the world when you see somebody drink from the lemon bowl when they don't know. What's going on here? What's going on here? That's a different video. Is it my video? I don't know. I don't know who the hell's video that is. Just received the notification. But anyway, let me damn, I'm way too loud in the mic. Okay. That looks a lot better. Let me check my levels. Let me check my levels before we get into this thing. Let's come out of that. Matter of fact, rat-a-tat-tat. Let me get into boom, boom, boom. Let's kill the volume on that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Raphie still shadowboxing to the music from Raging Bull. Yes. Fashionably late, but always on time, says Uncle Burnt Apostrophe. Fuzzy, where's Fuzzy? Fuzzy up in the building. I ain't seen Fuzzy in a while. We got the Red Glove Militant up in the building. We got the James Jameson up in the building. James got it right. He knows the routine. He knows the procedure. Where are we? Parliamentary procedure. Dime. Okay, so how's this looking? Okay, it's looking good. We got a nice little turnout ready, nice and early. You know, the Raphie's always fashionably late. There's always something. The Raphie says, hold on, let me just do this, then I'll do that. Let me just do this, then I'll do that. Let me just do this, then I'll do that. You know what I mean? Just trying to refine the product to make it nice. Okay, who else we got in here? Oh, there's not a duck. Well, I hope so too. Who else we got? We got the Count L up in the building. That's funny. James Jameson said, champion with 42 fights with one real live opponent. If that's the future of boxing, then I'm out. I totally hear you, James Jameson. Okay, so where do I begin? Well, I've got a full show. Full show schedule. Hold on a second. Let me just do my sound check. Let's make sure everything is nice and corpus set. Where is that? Where do I begin? Boom. Let me just make sure. Yes. Okay, everything's in order. Let's get crack-a-lacking. Let's do this. Okay, so on the menu tonight, let's have a look at the menu. Hopefully there's no duck on the menu. We've got what we got. We got the Canelo Alvarez saga continues. And then we've got Mr. Garry Russell Jr. That's what he calls himself, Mr. Not just Garry Russell. No, it's Mr. Yeah, they call him Mr. That's his Twitter handle, Mr. Garry Russell Jr. Cash for promotion. As an issue there which has arisen, or a story which has arisen about cash for promotion over on a certain set of certain group over there in the USA. Of course, we're over here in the UK, but with that group, Garry Russell Jr.'s older brother, came out and spilt the beans. Barbershop Conversations was trying to throw some other people under the bus. He said Eddie Hearn told me off the record that he paid such and such. Tittle tattle, telltale, telling tales. Barbershop conversation was telling tales. And unfortunately, it backfired in his face when the guy he was talking to said, yeah, well, I paid you X amount. I paid Fannin X amount. And I paid, I think, so we've got to talk about that. We're talking about cash for promotion. Hold on a second. Let me get this. Let me do this thing. Saga continues. Hold on. So let me do this. Let me arrange this thing as we speak, so I can just flick. Damn. That one's already there. That's in talk. OMG. And that one was already there as well. Boom. So I'll take that one out. I think I can actually move these shiznicks as well. There you go. So the Canelo saga continues. That one's there. And let's have a look for the other titles so I can put them in now. So at the click of a button, I can just go from topic to topic. Cash for promotions. Let's copy that. Boom, boom. Boom. Okay. So that's going to be another topic. And what's the other main one? Boom. 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 Okay. So we've got the three main topics. We've got the three headers. But of course, we're going to be touching on other things as well. We're going to be looking at Anthony Yard. We're going to just be touching on that a little bit for the people who weren't here on Saturday. We did that thing. Yeah. But in the meantime, and then of course, I think I'm going to have to start. I think I'm going to have to start off with explaining the title of the piece. Okay, so I was over. As a matter of fact, let me pull up the evidence. Hold on. Put up the evidence. Let me scroll back for this shiznix so I can get it in order. Synchronicity. Let's have a look at this thing. Okay, scrolling up. Okay, we're there. So, how this shiznix, first of all, the program. First of all, I'm going to get into your comments in a second. I've seen a lot of comments come through. I'll get to all of those, but first of all, let's set the table. First and foremost, it's boxing talk first. It's boxing force for boxing talk first, and then we're gonna circle back to this topic. But first of all, I have to set the table and explain the situation and how the situation came about. Okay, so this was, when was this? This was Saturday morning, and I was backstage talking in a private group. You know, we have these private groups, people set them up, and you know, to have some boxing chat in the background, and I guess people refine their thoughts and observations, etc., and their ideas and their notions, and share stories. Okay, so this was Saturday morning, afternoon. What was it? Actually, it's Saturday evening. It's got the times here. Okay, so this was Saturday evening, and I was someone responded to the Garry Russell Jr. video I posted up. What was that? The live chat, Garry Russell Jr. I need more time for Haney. That was the title of the piece. Somebody responded to that. A couple of people responded to that. I saw the response, got the notification. And the first response said, "What the F? Garry talked all that ish." The other response, second response was, "What the F? Why Canelo dismissed his lawsuit?" Oh, yeah, we're talking about that. Oh, yeah, okay. I knew the zone would win the court case. Amateur team, shake my head. Canelo needs some proper help. It's sad. Okay, so where's the coach? Is the coach here? Is the coach here? Okay, so no, is the coach here? I'm looking through. I can't see the coach. Where is he? No, I don't see him. Okay, so I'll get to the chat in a second. So that was, oh yeah, and I was the third person. I said, and then they said the date ain't good. Garry, that is. Shake my damn head. Well, face palm. The next person said Canelo dismissed his case. Where? And I asked, where's the source? Because this was breaking news at the time. And then someone posted up the source. Okay, then we had a couple more responses. Yeah, cheap lawyers, blah, blah, blah. And then the man in question. I know Canelo didn't, Michael Johnson Boxing says Canelo didn't dismiss his case. I know that's what the person said. I'm reading these messages. Okay, and then the fella in question pops up with a question. He says, Raphie. He says, Raphael, why do you find ways to speak on Wilder? And then I say, what? And then the person in question says, I heard you have... yeah. A Wilder. Yeah. Who's talking about Wilder? Says I. The fella comes back. You. I respond, who's talking about Wilder? I think we're talking about Canelo. And then the person comes back, especially now, but we are talking about your general content. General content? I think you'll find that my general content is very, very varied. Unlike some. Cover a lot of topics. But anyway. Okay, so I respond, you're the one talking about Wilder. The fella comes back, absolutely. And I said, well, if you like talking about Wilder, talk about him. We're talking about Canelo. The fella responds, since you talk Wilder. What? Since you talk Wilder, as much as I am specifically. I am coming to you as much as I am specifically. I'm coming to you about Wilder. I don't know what that means, but anyway, okay. So I'll get to the comments in a second. So my response, this is all on record. My next response is the court hasn't really dismissed it. It just needs to be represented. Okay, so I was talking about the Canelo thing there. Anyway, so the fella comes back. Your thoughts on White getting destroyed by Povetkin? Don't really know what that's got to do with Wilder, but my response to that was, well, I have ample live shows per week. If you have a problem, feel free to jump on. I'm looking to challenge and work Raphael on his Wilder opinions. Looking to challenge and work Raphael. Okay, that's interesting. My response to that was, you are most welcome to come and air your upset. And the fella responds, time and date. Okay, so what happens? What is that there? EJ's back in the background saying, where's Zone at? OMG. I'm sure he's going to come through. He don't seem like a duck. Don't seem like a duck to me. I'm sure he's going to come through. So anyway, time and date, and I respond, and he says no upset. Okay, and I respond, jump on Monday, 9 p.m. UK time. And then the fella in question responds, just the civil exchange of information. I respond, Monday at 9 p.m. UK time. The fella in question responds, cool. What else? Oh, the fella in question then says he will lose to Fury. Another fella jumps in and says, I love Saturdays, lol. I respond to the original fella. I say, well, you seem upset, so jump in on Monday. I'm always civil. The fella reiterates, however, he would destroy White. I respond to the other fella and I say, Saturdays are beautiful. And then the fella in question says, you are mistaken, much like much of your thoughts. I say, lol, says you. I will tell you what I seem. I seem to want to gather some understanding from you rather than the streets. I don't know what that means. Cool and the gang. See you on Monday. Okay. The fella in question has a zipped mouth emoji. I respond with a smiley face. The fella responds with a coffin. Or is that one or two coffins? Oh no, it looks like two. What? Oh no, damn! I just realized it's a coffin and then a urn. An urn. How do you spell that? How do you pronounce that? So it's a coffin and then the urn. So that's that. I thought it was going to be a burial, but he's talking about a cremation. Damn. That's a cremation. I didn't really realize that. I thought it was two coffins, but now it's a coffin and an urn. So it's cremation. Okay. Well, that's very interesting. Okay. So I respond, is that your coffin? Looks nice. The fella in question, by the way, this fella's quite slick. He's got a bit of a pedigree. I think he's got some scalps on his belt. So yeah, he's not new to this game. So I ask him, is that your coffin? Looks nice. Fella in question says, yes, it is mine. I use it for my victims. I only have one, so I tend to clean it and reuse it right before use. You get lowered into the ground. So, oh dear. So I don't know. He's got the urn there. So I thought it was going to be a cremation, but he's got the coffin there. And I just realized he's saying the coffin gets lowered into the ground. So what's with the urn? What gets burnt in the urn? I don't know. This is confusing. This is interesting. So I respond, that's your coffin, bro. Looks like a good fit. Fella in question says, I'm conducting some research. If you believe Raphael to be a Wilder hater, let me know in the chat or offline. Glad you like how it fits. How's the leg space for you? Okay. Okay. So yeah, somebody comes with a statement. Raphie is definitely a wilder critic. Yeah. I accept that. Absolutely. I come back to the original guy. I got things to do. I'll leave you to your schoolboy antics. Hold on. I'll leave you to your schoolboy antics. Yeah. See you on Monday. And then the fella says, you are dismissed. And then I come back, no, you are dismissed. Okay, so, so there you have it. That was the exchange that took place on Saturday, around 6:15, Saturday gone. And there we are. We're not mentioning any names until he appears. We're not mentioning any names until he appears. Cheeky fella. Okay, so there we are. That's the state. That's the status quo. That's where we are right now. So basically, that's what we're waiting for. That's the situation. Somebody's saying backstage that why are you a Raphie? Why are you a wilder hater? Raphie, you're a wilder hater. We're not mentioning any names. The man, when he appears, can mention his own name. So we're not mentioning any names. We're not looking to do that. The man, when he comes, can tell you his own name. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so where are we? Okay, so that's the situation as it stands. I set up the live. Well, I was going live anyway, as I normally do on a Monday. The man says he wants to come and have a cordial conversation, a cordial dialogue. So now we're waiting for the fella, but we're not going to wait long. We're just going to get into the show. And as you know, we have a number of topics. When he comes. And I'll drop the link and let him jump in. Where are we? Where aren't we? Okay, so we got some. Where do we start? Let's start at the bottom. Where are we? OMG. We got Coach Miller up in the building. Good to have you, Coach. Good to have you up here. Good to have you up in here. What's going on here? EJ said he's not coming, mate. How do you know he's not coming? He said he was coming. I've got it in. I've got the receipts. So I don't know what's going on there. Okay. So as far as I'm concerned, I told him the time, told him the place. Well, he asked for the time and he asked for the place. So don't get lulled. EJ is in the house. EJ's big in the house. EJ's had a lot to say on the topic. So what we're saying, I told him the time, I told him the place. So yeah, and I expect him to show up, and I know he will. So don't relax, people. Don't get lulled into a false sense of security. Fella said he's coming, and I believe he is coming. Okay, so let's go through the chat real quick before we get into the first topic. What do you mean I know he's not coming? What do you mean I know he's not coming? Are you crazy? Man asked me when and where. I told him. So, of course, he's coming. Don't be crazy. That was last week. That was Saturday. A few days ago. Okay, so James Jameson up in the building. Kal-El in the building. Salute to the Combat Nation. Hope he's not a duck. Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope there ain't no duck soup going on. We don't need no more duck soup up in here. Who we got? We got Jay Perez up in the building. Cal L ready to rumble. This gonna be good. Who else we got? We got. Raphie still shadowboxing to the music from Rocky. From what? Raging Bull. Fashionably late, but always on time. Fuzzy is here. The Red Glove Militant is here. Okay, I'm scrolling through. Let's form a circle and do it bare knuckles. Ronnie Pickering style. This could be hilarious. Dixon Siders for president. The prudent man is up in here. I think Canelo's acting like a Fuzzy comes with some sensible chat. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody smash that. What? Smash that like button. Do the ting-a-ling-a-ling. I'm going to come back to Fuzzy's statement in a second. Georgie Porgy in the building. Where's the smoke? The smoke is coming. I don't believe the fella in question would stand me up like this. I don't believe so. So don't relax. You know what I'm saying? Don't relax. Prepare yourself for a surprise attack. Oh, gosh. I'm here to see Wilder, the fraud, be exposed. OMG. OMG. Wherefore art thou, Wildette? Wherefore art thou? This Holyfield versus Mayweather resume is a great debate. Holyfield versus where are we? DJ Wexford in the building. What the hell's going on? Why the hell somebody calling me backstage? Why the hell you calling? Why the hell somebody calling me when I'm live? Is you crazy? How the hell am I going to respond to a call when I'm live? Okay, Fuzzy comes with another one. We're going to get into that. Canelo did not dismiss his case. They have till the 28th to file properly. Yeah, they're going to have to refile. We're going to get into all of that. Philip Carl Roberts in the building. Deontay Wilder is an absolute embarrassment to the great sport of boxing. Where are we here? Gucci Kid, yes, we debating. Yes. Why do Wilder fans endorse the ducking? Well, that's something I want to get into. I want to get into the endorsement of the ducking, the resume. How can anyone defend that resume? How could anyone defend that poor resume? I find it very difficult to understand. And that's a question that, I'll be looking into. We want to talk about it when the fella comes through. Boom. We're going to talk about that too. What's this here? What? I don't get that. This is, okay. So let's carry on. Who endorsed ducking? Facts destroy wild debts. If you back Wilder, you're backing ducking. If you back Wilder, you're backing ducking. One face, one name, one duck. Talking rubbish. Yeah, no problem, Michael Johnson. I'll shoot you the link when we're talking about Wilder. Where is this? Where are you? What is that there? Okay. So EJ set up something backstage, quite bizarre. Buzz Lightyear up in the building. EJ says sub, absolutely. Anybody you hear who has not subbed, go ahead and do so. Smash that sub button. Big up the chat dons, big up the super chat dominators and dons and donettes. Where are we? Ring IQ Academy up in the building. I believe that's That's Coach Miller. Okay, so I think we've pretty much gone through all of this. The Bronze Bomber's up in here. Okay, where are we? Where are we? Bronze Bomber. Can't wait for the sword christening to commence. Okay, where are we? Iron Kong in the building. Holyfield is saying he has a better resume than Mayweather as he's a two-weight undisputed champion. Yeah. I actually had that. I had that article up. Just closed that down about an hour or two ago. Meant to talk about that topic for sure. You can't defend that resume. Wilder is been alive. Okay, shoot me a link when you talk about Canelo. Absolutely. Just remind me when we get into the Canelo thing. What else we got? Dr. Woodok in the building. Coach Miller working. Champ. Okay, I got you. Absolutely always on the grind. Shelly Winkle looks like a shriveled up AT. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. Well, I do know what's going on. We're cracking on with the show. Actual facts. We're cracking on with the show. And okay, where do I begin? Yes, A Santos in the building. Okay, excellent to have you. So let's get into this thing. So where do I start? We're gonna get on with it, and then the fella in question, he shall appear when he appears. But we can't mess around, we can't wait around. Let's get straight into this thing. Let's go. Oops. Okay.
Garry Russell situation.
Okay. So stop the music to perfect timing and let's share this. Let's share this. I'm going to have to mute this thing. Here. There we are. Okay. So EJ stirring up in the background as he does. Where are we? Boom. Damn, we got Lisa Bayliss up in the building. Yes. Okay, so let's stop sharing that and start sharing this. Okay, so boom. Okay, so let's get into this thing. Let's get into it.
Garry Russell pulls out of the Devin Haney clash amidst cash for promotion scandal on YouTube. Undisclosed promotion. Okay, so there's a couple of elements to the story. Let's get right into it. Okay, so recently, where do I go first? Okay, let's listen to Garry Russell pulling out of the Devin Haney clash. Let's go.
The date wouldn't be November 7th because that's about 6 weeks away. Y'all already had the date. Y'all already had. So what? I'm disrespecting nothing. That the date wouldn't be November 7th. We try and make it in December. We need at least a good real camp is 8 weeks. Y'all talking November 7th. That's not come on.
Hold on though. You've been posting up pictures on Instagram, the ones that I'm showing you. Talking about saying that you was in beast mode. And this isn't just recent. You've been going at it for a while. Good few weeks at least. Talking how you was in beast mode. I reckon for a month. So it wouldn't be no 6 weeks. It'll be more like 6. It'll be more like 6 plus 4 if it's been a month. And if it's going to be 7 weeks, that's 7 plus 4. Yeah, more like 11 weeks. 7 weeks what you got now, plus 4, that's 11. So I don't know about this 6 weeks thing. I really don't. But there you have it. Garry Russell pulling out of the Devin Haney clash. Okay, so that's one element. That's the first element done. We know that now. Okay, so what's the second element? Where are we? Oh, yeah, I've got it. Okay, let's hear the second element. The second element concerns cash. Cash for promotions. Cash for questions. Paid to YouTubers.
Okay, let me stop that there. Let me stop that there. Let me stop that there. Okay, so the situation with Garry Haney pulling out. I think he said it for himself. Did you just hear it for himself? Did you just hear it? He said the date ain't no good. Okay, the date ain't no good. So after he said, give me the 1.5 and send me the term sheet. After they do all of that, then he turns around and says the date ain't good. So that's pulling out. He knows what the date is, November the 7th. But apparently the date ain't no good. So that's basically put the kibosh on the thing. Let's put the kibosh on the thing because Devin Haney has got the date. That's the zone date. And all of a sudden, late in the day, Garry Russell Jr. effectively pulls out. So the question then becomes, well, did he ever want it anyway? Did he ever want it? Was he actually ever really serious? Was Garry Russell ever really serious? And it seems to me that he was just putting up some smoke screens saying, yeah, I'm down. I'm with it. And then when it comes to the crunch, when they start to get right up to the crunch, they're talking about the date ain't good. I want it in December. When he knows that the date is in November, you're signing for November. You're late in the day. Oh, we can only do it in December. So I'm afraid. Is that a duck? Is that a duck? I'll leave it for you to decide. To me, it's a straight up and plain smoke screens. Don't think the dude was ever really serious. And yeah, we're going to come to an interesting part of the video. I'm going to skip that little part there, and we're going to go into, where are we? Let's get into it.
Turns out that Garry received the term sheet, said, yeah, so calling the gang a month prior.
Someone that called, so I didn't want to give nobody no false information.
Garry Russell Jr. pulling out of the Devin Haney fight, even though he says he's being beast mode in the gym for at least a month prior to him accepting the term sheet. Received the term sheet, said, yeah, so calling the gang, but oh wait, the date ain't no good. OMG, that was the first element. The second element was the disclosure that there's been some cash for promotions from Garry Russell Jr.'s side to certain YouTube channels. That was the second element. And the third element was the trolling element, when Garry Russell Jr. was misinformed. But nonetheless, if Mr. Santa Cruz Sr. is ill and in critical condition, then of course we send out our best wishes. Hope he pulls through. Lost a lot of people during this pandemic period. But yeah, so there you have the three elements. Now, what say you? It's the Raphie Dawkins, it's the Combat Radio, it's the like, it's the subscribe, it's the comments, it's the shares, and it is the hitting that bell icon. Have someone representing Deontay Wilder. Well, says he wants to have a cordial conversation. I told him the ref is always cordial. So he's coming in. We'll see how he comes in on Monday, 9 p.m. UK time, 4 p.m. on the East, and 1 in the West. Let's see how that goes. Boxing talk and bullish this coming Monday. Mr. Garry Russell pulling out of the Devin Haney fight.
Okay, that was a part of that video.
About saying that you was in beast mode. 7 weeks that you got now, plus 4, that's 11. So I don't know about this. I don't know about this 6 weeks thing. I really don't. But there you have it. Garry Russell pulling out of the Devin Haney clash. Okay, so that's one element. That's the first element done. We know that now. Okay, so what's the second element? Where are we? Oh, yeah, I've got it. Okay, let's hear the second element. The second element concerns cash for promotions, cash for questions, paid to YouTubers, undisclosed until now, when Garry Russell Jr.'s brother speaks on it. Let's hear it from him.
If they want us to promote it, you got to pay us to promote it. I paid y'all like my own pocket. I gave you 100. I gave Fanard 3. I gave
boom. Okay, so that was the cash. And that brings us into the cash. That brings us into the element. I think we finished with the video now. But I just wanted that sound bite. And just in case you didn't hear it. Let's
Russell Jr.'s brother speaks on it. Let's hear it from him.
If they want us to promote it, you got to pay us to promote it. I paid y'all like my own pocket. I gave you 100. I gave Fanard 3. I gave
boom. Okay, so that's Garry Russell Jr.'s brother, who was speaking to Barbershop Conversations and said, well, admitted live on air when I think Barbershop Conversations was trying to air out. Was he trying to air out some other promoters? I think he mentioned Eddie Hearn. He mentioned that Eddie Hearn had mentioned to him that he paid a particular channel for promotion. Okay, but then Garry Russell Jr.'s big brother didn't realize the play and spilt the beans that he himself had paid Barbershop 100 and Fannin 300. So we got the cash. We got the cash for promotion. Certain channels accepting cash for promotion without declaring that. So that is a very awkward situation. Cash for promotion. Where are we now? What's that? What's this here? Okay, so sheer hell says they have already said his team did it for promotion. Who said that? Who said that, and where did they say it? Obviously we can detect that they did it for promotion. Well, it became visible when he started putting roadblocks in the way. Said he'd accept the offer of 1.5, then it'd have to be 2. And then it's okay, we'll accept 1.5. Then after that, a day later or 2 days later, yeah, but the date's no good. So we kind of figured out that it was for promotion. We figured that out. His team said it. Yeah, we kind of figured it out. What's going on here? $300 for promotion. What's going on here? She's busy in the building. Pick up the chat. Wow, the LDBC grifters. Bet the tax man doesn't know. OMG, his team said it. Yeah, well, it's become very apparent. It's become very apparent that it appears that this was a publicity stunt? Because from where I'm looking, it looks like I've been following this story very, very closely, and it looks like a pure publicity stunt. It's very unfortunate People were getting their hopes up. I had my hopes up. Garry Russell Jr. versus Devin Haney. Yeah, I'd have watched that. I'd have watched that. But unfortunately, it seems like the whole damn thing what is this here? What is this here? Raphie, you do know nobody will pick up the fight. Is the problem. Matchroom has the setup and Dan airs the fight. The zone, sorry. Oh yeah, what we got here? Brown Gun 1. That's an interesting name. Okay. Very good. Thank you. Very good. Very good. Okay. So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. What's going on in the chat here? Okay. So, okay. Yeah, so basically it looks like a con job. Looks like a con job. So, what do? Do I go into the next topic or do we stay on this topic? Okay, so Michael Johnson said he wants to come in and chat when we get to Canelo. But you know what? Why don't you just come in on now? Why don't you come in on now so we can talk through some of these madnesses. And the link is in the chat. The link is in the chat. Hit that link. Michael Johnson, Boxing Talk, and more. Okay, so Michael Johnson's coming in. We'll chat about this situation, the Garry Russell situation, and then we'll get into the Canelo situation. Okay. So what's going on now? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Okay. What's next? What's next? So I'm waiting for Michael Johnson to hop in, and then we can chop this topic up before we get to the next topic. Okay. Michael, you got the link? You seen the link? You jumping in? Red Glove, if you want to jump in, you can jump in. People can jump in until the fella in question appears. Nah, it's not smoke time with Michael Johnson. Waiting for the fella. Michael Johnson's coming in to chop up a couple of the topics. But as soon as the fella appears, then everybody else will have to step aside. So I can have the chat with the fella in question. I don't know. Has Michael Johnson got it? Has Michael Johnson got the link? You're coming in, Michael Johnson? He might have stepped away. But I don't really want to go on to the next topic until we've chopped up this topic. Although I think he stepped away from the thing, so we might have to continue with the next topic. May do that. Okay. So let's get into the next topic. We can switch back to this topic. Let's have a look what's going on here. Okay. So cash for promotions. We've all just covered that. And then what's this one here? What's this one here? The Canelo Saga continues. Okay. Well, as a matter of fact, rat-tat-tat-tat. No, let's just touch on this one. Let's just touch on this one. Where have I got that window still open? Let's have a look for that window. Let's go history. Let me see if I can find the soundbite that I want. Okay. Oh, no, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Where's it going to start?
While we get Batman on the line, man, what, from your perspective, from your side of this situation, you ain't got no more talk. You ready to go? You ain't got no more stipulations to fulfill. You judged.
Okay, so we're gonna hear the words of Devin Haney, and hear his take on this, and then after this, we'll get into the Canelo situation.
At the end of the day, you know, me and my side did what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's not much more talking that me or my side should do, because we did. We sent the term sheet. We sent all that. You know what I'm saying? If he don't sign it, then we move on. If he do, then we continue with the fight. But at the end of the day, Garry Russell is a 126 pounder, and I'm not about to look like I'm chasing, you know, a guy that's smaller than me, or you know what I'm saying, because that's what it's starting to look like, that I'm chasing him. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's really not much more talking that we got to do. It's either he gonna sign it or he not.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so that was Devin Haney, and says you ain't chasing no more. You ain't gonna be doing no more chasing. And so in comes Michael Johnson. How do you do, Michael Johnson?
What's happening?
I'm good, man. I'm good. So the Garry Russell situation. Looks like it was all just a publicity stunt, Michael Johnson.
Well, it's not a publicity stunt, in my opinion, from what I heard. I think one of the huge problems is that there is multiple videos, live streams, and those live streams are hour, 2, 3 long. So you have to get to those certain points of those live streams to get to the meat and potatoes of it.
Yeah.
And from what both parties have agreed on after hour-long talks back and forth, negotiating and stuff like that, contracts being sent back and forth, term sheets, whatever the case may be, right? And both parties even agreed on air that it's really nobody would pick up the fight, and the people who's picking up the fight is supposed to be the zone airs the fight. The another thing good about being with Matchroom Boxing is they have the setup. It's kind of like if you had a party at your house, you know, you got the drinks, you got the food, you got all this stuff, and you got the speakers, you got the music, you got maybe the strippers and stuff like that. So he has a good setup. You know what I'm saying? If you look at all the events, he has a good setup. So that's the reason why you get with promoters like that. So no matter what the case would be, whether or not you're headlining or you're not headlining, you own the card with a good setup. And that's what Matchroom Boxing USA gives, is the setup, and the Zone USA gives the broadcasting. Now, I don't know out of listening to it, because there's a lot to listen to. I can't be online that long to be listening to everybody's things they have to say, especially going back and forth, listening to hour to 3 hour to 3 hour live streams is tough when you got other shit to do and during your day. But from what I see from those videos from 78 Fanon, Barbershop's conversation, that's what it is boiling down to, is like nobody would give these guys a date. Garry, I think he wanted the fight to be the day after Christmas. Haney and them was like, man, that's some bull crap, but they tried to do that. That didn't happen. I think then they tried to do the 28th, and I think that didn't fall through. I mean, then, you know, this COVID stuff and all that stuff, and trying to get these venues and stuff. And, you know, this guy wants 1.5. Garry is getting this. They're probably looking at how much money they're going to get at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? I think they'll get their money, but they just going to have to risk it. I think that these guys need to go ahead and do what they need to do to make this fight, because the Zone USA really doesn't have that many too big of a fights up over here at the end of the year. So, and then, you know, the Canelo Saga and, you know, whoever else might pop out and do something, you know. So I think that I don't think anybody's ducking. It's just unfortunate.
Well, my perspective, because I have actually been having those things playing. I've let them play. Fannin, he was the main one. 78, he was a main one. Barbershop, I've actually had those things running in the background because like you say, you have to sift through a lot of stuff to get the pertinent points. So what I've been doing is I've just been letting it play in the background while I'm working, etc., etc., or if I'm driving in the car, or ever just having it play just so I can reach a pertinent point. And I think I've got. Hold on a second. Let me just scroll through a few of these comments so people can get the visual representation. Hold on. Canelo said, I don't want to fight Masvidal. Did he? Did he say that? Did he say that? Canelo said, I don't want to fight Masvidal. Jorge Masvidal. Masvidal is a UFC guy. Okay. What else we got? Frank, the French Gucci kid up in the building. Frank, the French up in the building. What was that? What was that? And we got some more. And then what? The LDBC are being paid to promote the fight. I don't know why. Well, it's not going to be a fight, though. They're being paid to promote Garry Russell Jr.
Yeah, can I say something on that?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody that comes on YouTube that's monetized is going to get paid, first of all. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, there's a lot of significant amount of super chats over there, too. So for Garry Russell Jr.'s brother, which that's not his brother, that's what Garry said. They knew each other for a very extremely long time, all their life.
Yeah.
But you know, to give somebody $300, you know, is not a lot. And I think the reason why he gave him money or anything like that, or gave people money, if you think about it, is because of if you listen to those interviews in there, both sides even say, hey man, thanks for promoting the fight, blah blah blah, whoop whoop. Garry Russell Jr. dad said that the Zone even came in the chat room and listened. And listened in. And when you start thinking about all that stuff and them thanking him for thanking the LDBC for promoting the fight and making it to where the fight is where it is, that's what they said. Yeah, if I was them, I would give them some type of money. You see what I'm saying? So, but to insinuate that somebody is getting paid to promote something, even though they were promoting the fight without them being around, and they were doing that, I believe a year ago, at the Devin Haney and Garry Russell as well. And to fast forward into now, because we were all talking about that before. Well, I don't know if you was, but I was, but it'd pop up during the live stream. We would talk about it. A lot of people were talking about this fight before, months ago. You know what I'm saying? Leading up to them going back and forth on Twitter, people were talking about it. But the thing about it is that the LDBC, as far as Garry and Haney is concerned, is the ones that promoted it to the extent to get the Zone interested. See what I'm saying?
But it's still cash for promotion though.
It's still yeah. You can, well, once somebody has been given a dollar, a monetary amount, yes, you could say that. But this was going to happen anyways, regardless if somebody gave them money or not. See what I'm saying? Now if I was a MT Clay Gobo or something like that, to where I write articles and I go around and I ask specific questions to not be too intrusive or be what's that word, confrontational and stuff like that. Yeah. And I'm running a not only a YouTube channel, but a proper social media propagandalist channel.
Yeah.
Then that's what I would say. But if you break the LDBC down as a whole, all the channels, it's a lot of them. It's hundreds, maybe even thousands.
Yeah.
Don't everybody agree that Devin Haney will beat Garry Russell, and don't everybody agree that Garry Russell can beat Devin Haney? So it's not something, and well, that doesn't sound far-fetched at all. Anyways, Some people could say it's a 50-50. Some people could say it's a 50 and it's a 40 and a little bit of change. See what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, yeah, you could say a couple of channels are getting paid to promote it because they have received a dollar amount, but that doesn't mean that there is some type of how would you say that somebody has like a dually responsibility to promote this fighter and nobody else, and always paint this fighter in a good light, because that's not going to happen. And if you listen to those videos and listen to them entirely, there were some hard questions and there were some little, you know, back and forth with that Bill Haney, and even with Batman and with Garry Russell. So those guys, you could talk to them like anybody off the street, and you don't have to be this nice guy or this professional and stuff like that. You just have to talk to them like a man, and this is what I get out of it.
Yeah. Well, what I get out of it is that there's been cash for publicity. That's the long and short of it. There's been some cash paid by Russell's older brother, whatever he is, you know, whether it's a blood brother or some other kind of brother, older brother. Apparently his father, Russell's father, kind of raised him largely, not necessarily in the same household, but they're brothers. They're brothers of sort, even if not by DNA. So he's paid money. He's admitted that. I don't think he thought anything of it, but the soundbite's there. He did it on what do you call him? Barbershop Conversations channel. He paid Barbershop Conversations. He paid Fannin, and he was going on. He paid somebody else. So there is a cash for promotion situation going on over there. Whether it's right or wrong, I think, you know, that's a different conversation. But I think overall, people are naturally going to be wary when you're paying a news outlet, which I guess they are, the media of some sort. When you're paying a news outlet for promotion, then that really needs to be declared in the media. In you know, that would be expected, but it hasn't happened. It didn't happen in this instance. It kind of slipped out, but the sound bites there. So it is, you know, that's what happened. Yeah. So
I have a question though for you.
Yeah.
With the paid publicity thing, you know, as far as Sky Sports, Matchroom Boxing, MT Clay Global, and their respondents, and the people who write articles for them, Fight Hype, same way. There's a lot of channels out here that's have been paid by promoters or individual people, or people just with Twitter accounts by individual people, because they spread, you know, they spread their message for them, their subject, their message that they want to convey out there to the fans. I don't think there's anything wrong with somebody given a monetary amount especially after the fact. Well, even if it's not after the fact, because like I said, this was going to happen anyways. But if we're going to say things are biased and unbiased, we have to put it in all of perspective. The dual relationship of Matchroom Boxing with Sky Sports, the relationship of MTK Global with Matchroom Boxing is if everybody around here is getting paid no matter what. Either it's because of somebody's coming over there to read your article, or somebody's coming up over there to listen to your video. Whether or not it's somebody who's getting paid to fly here and buy a whole bunch of pizzas and rack the bill up, a whole bunch of people out here is getting paid. But I'm gonna tell you this: at the end of the day, whoever at the end of the day with this situation, that whether or not it's Devin Haney or it was Garry Russell, people are going to talk about it. Those same people are going to talk about it like, damn, well, I guess this is the case now. They're not going to just sit up over here and just be like, no, we're not going to talk about it. But if they do choose to not talk about it, even though out there on Front Street, you know, whether or not it's Devin Haney's team, whether or not it's Garry Russell's team come out there saying, like, if with proof that this side stopped the fight, then you could say people are unbiased.
Well, I think that the issue here is the fact that they're taking cash for promotion without it being declared. So it appeared to be just talking about a fight in the process, when as in actual fact, money was being exchanged, money was being given for promotion. Now, when you bear in mind now the looks of the situation now is that it looks like there ain't going to be a fight. So it may not have been cash to promote a fight, but just cash for promotion. And that's problematic. And the reason I say that's problematic, or the reason I believe it to be problematic, is because now it's a falsehood. You're not building a fight. You're building a fighter on the false promise that the outcome, there's going to be a fight, but it don't look like there's going to be a fight. It looks like it's just straight cash for promotion, misleading the people. And I think misleading the people is problematic.
I don't think they misleading the people. I don't think they misleading the people. When they went on video and said that nobody would pick up the fight, both teams, then you got the zone, you got Matchroom Boxing, and you know Edward Hearn is a very vocal person. Then where is that at? Then where's their rebuttal? You don't hear a rebuttal.
Rebuttal for what? Sorry, something made me laugh in the chat. No,
I was saying you don't see a rebuttal out of no one when it comes to why this fight is not going down. When they are the ones being pointed out.
Who's being pointed out?
The zone and Matchroom.
Why are they being pointed out?
Because they won't pick up the fight.
They won't pick up the fight. They won't pick up the fight. Well, okay. So let's talk about the fight then. Hamid, how you doing? You all right? Hamid?
Yeah, hello, Raphie. How's it going?
Hello,
Yes,
hello.
hello.
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'll come to you. I'll come to you in a second. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I thought you said
okay. So I'll come to you in a second. So the situation as it stands is that the Haneys, their promotional team, they're picking up. They're the ones who are picking up the tab in the first instance. So it appears, from what I've been able to gather from the hours of live streams. So they're picking up the tab. They're part of the promotional thing. They're accepting the challenge. They're going to get paid on the back end. The Russells were implying that, hold on, you're going to get paid on the back end. What's going on? You're getting paid on the back end. So, and also, from what I have heard, they have a date, which is November the 7th. So they already have a date. The question is, will that person be Garry Russell Jr.? And I've seen an interview with Eddie Hearn where he says that Garry Russell Jr. is in the running. They're very interested in that. So the zone may pick that fight up. They already have a date, but either way, what the Haneys appear to be saying is that either way, we have a date, and if we're the ones who have to pay you, so be it. Now the Russells, it appears to me, they're concerned. Well, hold on a second. So hold on, you're getting the 1.5, but you're going to get some money on the back end. That appears to be a sticking point. The concern from the Russells that the Haneys may get paid on the back end.
All that stuff that you talked about, all that stuff was ironed out. You know what I'm saying? And how much money the A side is getting, or the person that's divvying out the contract, is footing the bill. The money they're getting, up front, and the money that they're getting later is always part of the issue with a lot of these fights that have been going on. And the reason why it is because both parties want to get their fair share that they think that they are worth. See what I'm saying?
Okay, I can understand that. I can understand wanting to get your fair share. So that's one element.
Yeah.
The other element is that Russell's just turned down the fight. He's effectively saying, I can't fight you on the date that you have. So,
well, as far as what I've seen and heard in recent interviews with them, with both teams on there, it wasn't that. It was that nobody is going to pick up the fight.
Okay.
No, that's not true. He said he doesn't.
Carry on.
When did he say?
He doesn't want to. He said he doesn't want to fight on the zone. But this is a guy who said.
When did he say that?
All right, let me just pull up the interview, because I heard the interview being played on I believe it's Ring IQ's channel, and that was Gary Russell's words from his own mouth. I believe it was on his Instagram live. This was like a day or two ago.
Well,
Unless he said something after that, but which I don't think he.
Well, I watched the soundbite I played you was from yesterday, so that's pretty damn fresh. It was it's Monday today. It was Sunday, and it was Garry. No, it wasn't Garry Russell Jr. What's the fella's name? It's
the brother.
No. It's what's going on here? I don't need that popping up right now. It was Haney himself, Devin Haney himself. So the soundbite I just played you. Let me see if I can line this up and play it again. Hold on a second. Let me see if I can. It's very delicate. Where are we? 501. That might be it. What's that? 54, 51. That might be it.
Team with the fight, but at the end of the day, Garry Russell is 126 pounder, and it's not. I'm not about. We sent the term. You know what I'm saying? And
to fulfill you.
At the end of the day, me and my side did what we had to do. You know what I'm saying? And at this point, it's not much more talking that me or my side should do, because we did. We sent the term sheet. We sent all that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't sign it, then we move on. If he do, then we continue with the fight. But at the end of the day, Garry Russell is 126 pounder, and it's not. I'm not about to look like I'm chasing, a guy that's smaller than me, or you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's starting to look like, that I'm chasing him. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, it's really not much more talking that we got to do. It's either he gonna sign it or he not.
And I remember that day.
Yesterday.
And I believe that wasn't yesterday. That video.
No. This video is yesterday. I can tell you what it is. It's Trill Boxing Talk.
Yeah, but that wasn't yesterday, because Trill Boxing Talk at when? The morning or the afternoon?
Hold on. Let me just downsize this so we can see. 12th of September. Trill Boxing Talk.
Returns.
So Trill Boxing
Talk. So that video video was yesterday.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you this.
Yeah.
Because I seen Devin Haney on Twitter talking about Mr. Cap this, Mr. Cap that, and saying this, that, and the third about Garry Russell adding stimulations and stuff like that. Yeah. The day before this. I think it was the day before that.
Stipulations, right? Yeah.
Right. And then on Fanon's channel, both parties is on there. See what I'm saying? Both parties is on there. Yeah. And they're saying this. They're saying what I said. They're saying that nobody would pick up the fight. Then he's coming out, the fighter is coming out and saying that, he's not about to chase this guy, blah, 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 we'll do a whoop, and blah, whatever he's saying. But there's a conflict, because, Bill is a part of the promotional team. Am I right?
Yeah.
Am I right? So Bill part of the promotional team, and you have the fighter saying something that you just posted that's contradictory to what the promoter said. You see what I'm saying?
So you're saying that Bill said that the Zone wouldn't pick up the fight
for the dates that they picked.
No, hold on a second. The Zone, the Zone are picking up. The Zone have a slot, which is the 7th of November.
Well,
now, if you're saying that Bill said that the Zone wouldn't pick up the fight on any other day, well, yeah, that's fine. But what they are picking up, but they do have a date, which is the 7th of November. So it's a question, like Devin Haney just said, it's a question of you either take the date or you don't. So the date is there. That's a DAZN funded date, which is the 7th of November. Obviously, if Russell wants to go on another date, well, then that's not feasible, because that's not the date. They have the date, which is the 7th of November. So it's a question of Russell, like Haney just said, of taking that date or not taking the fight, because the fight will be on that date.
Well, some of that stuff that you said is correct. But if you look at that same interview, even Devin Haney said himself that this is a pandemic. We're not going to get all these dates and everything that we want.
Yeah, but
Hold up.
all irrelevant. That's all irrelevant.
Hold up, man. And then you have somebody that has to move up in weight. See what I'm saying? Then you have somebody else that has to move up in weight for a fight they don't even know it was going to happen, right? So now we got September 14th, and you trying to have a fight on November 7th for a guy that has to move up in weight. So maybe that guy, he wants an additional few more weeks to get acclimated, to get right. You know what I'm saying? Because if you listen to what Garry said, I'm not going to say it's truthful. I'm just saying what he said with the Lomachenko fight. Whether or not he was tired, gassed out in that fight, I don't know. But he said
he was dehydrated.
Exactly. So maybe he needs a little bit more time to put his best foot forward, so the shit that happened with Lomachenko won't happen again. But I'm gonna say it again.
Well, why would he be dehydrated if he's going up in weight?
It's not that I didn't say dehydrated. I was using dehydration as a example. And yes, I am LDBC, but obviously you see how I conduct my business.
I know you're
no, because some of the guys in the channel,
we've spoken in the past.
Yeah, because some of the guys in the channel, they piping up and stuff like that. But you're not gonna get none of that nonsense out of me.
Hold on a second. Hold on a second. When a non-LDBC goes over to because the people are being very polite here. If it was me over in an LDBC channel, it would be stream of obscenity, unprintable obscenity. It doesn't bother me.
But whose channel? But on whose channel? Not mine.
The LDBC channel.
But not mine.
No, I'm talking from experience. If I or when I go over to any known non-LDBC person goes over to an LDBC, the main LDBC channels, the chat is just scrolling on overtime with a stream.
No, I know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about.
Hold on a second though. With a stream of obscenity. So if you have one,
and you get timed out as well.
And you get timed out immediately. So if you have one or two people over here who say something that might be mildly derogatory, that is absolutely nothing in comparison to a non-LDBCer going over to an LDBC channel. So people are being very polite that's in comparison. You know, I have been on other people's channels, and I have a whole bunch of screaming, a whole bunch of yelling. So I'm not going to say in comparison to us and to somebody else, it's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? What I say is that as boxing fans, people need to take their I don't know.
You can't blame him for the chat. Come on, like
no, I'm not blaming him for the chat.
The chat's being very polite.
Yeah, I'm not blaming him for the chat. I didn't blame him for his chat. He can't control what somebody wants to type in his thing. He can just block him. I know that. You know what I'm saying?
You said
I said somebody's piping up. You know what I'm saying? But I don't mean this all. Like, calm down, man. Like, you putting words in my mouth and stuff like that. I'm not saying what he said was wrong. See what I'm saying? I'm not saying what he said was wrong, but I'm saying comparison.
You said it, I thought there's more than one person. All right, if it's just one person, I mean,
there's a couple of people.
You can't take everything literal somebody out of somebody's mouth, man. We grown adults around here. We know what people are saying.
Okay, but
I can't see it,
man. Everybody, hold on a second. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap up what I'm saying on this topic, and then I'll go over to you, Hamid, because you haven't had a chance.
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm saying ultimately is there is a date that's the zone funded, and that's November the 7th. Your counter argument, Michael, is that, well, he's putting on weight, so that's no good. They need a bit more time. My counter argument is, no, hold on a second. He's been posting up stuff on Instagram that is in beast mode. We're talking about Garry Russell Jr. that is in beast mode in the gym. Things are crazy. Beast mode for a month prior to this. So I find it difficult to comprehend how a man's saying he's been in beast mode for a month and then he's still got another 6 weeks to go. What's that? That's
can I say something for Hamid gets in?
Yeah.
I didn't say that he needs. I said maybe.
He's saying he needs. He's saying he needs. So
no. I don't know if he's saying he needs, but just hear me out.
Yeah.
Just hear me out.
Yeah.
If you can't get the date that you want, or the dates that is feasible for you won't happen, you can still sit up over here and try to get the dates. Even though the zone is saying this date, you can still sit up over here and try to get the dates that you want.
Hold
And
on
the
a
reason-
second. Let me my counter to that is hold on a second.
Go ahead.
Like you said, we're in a pandemic period. We're in a pandemic thing. Switching
I got
around.
the answer to
Switching.
this, man.
Hold
No.
on. I'm going to come to you, Hamid. Switching around dates like that willy nilly, it's not possible. The
No.
man has a date which is November the 7th. You can either make it or you can't.
No, this is what I'm saying is that if the money is right, and the fans getting involved and stuff like that, and they asking for the fight, they will probably be more intrigued to change the date. I'm not saying that the dates can't be changed. I'm not saying the days can be changed. What I am saying is that maybe somewhere around the line, there's some other stuff that we're not thinking about that may be the
All
issue.
right.
And that's the reason why I speak the way I speak. I don't say this is it and this is that. I say the promoter is saying this and the fighter is saying that from what you put on your thing.
I get you.
And so it's not that cut and dry.
Okay.
But to say somebody is ducking within this scenario when we don't have all the meat and potatoes and stuff like that. Yeah, we got a lot of meat and potatoes, but we don't have them all.
Okay, so you've had a long go. I'm gonna summarize my point, and then I'm gonna move over to Hamid because
you already summarized your point. You could just move.
Well, no. I mean, you just come back, so I'm gonna come back on what you.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Then I'm gonna go over to Hamid. So the date's there. It's in a pandemic period. You can't shift around dates willy nilly. The opportunity's there. If Garry Russell wants it so much, plus he's been in beast mode. Been in beast mode for 4 weeks, at least, in the gym. He's got another 6 weeks, 4 plus 6, that's 10. I really don't see the problem. So basically that leads me to believe that it was just a publicity stunt and Garry Russell never wanted the fight. Hamed.
All right. I'm seeing pictures of Garry Russell training, whatever. It seems like he's in shape. So whoever's saying he may be not in shape or whatever, putting that up to suggestion, to me, I don't think that holds merit, because if you're calling out guys and you're training and you're posting videos, you must be at least in decent shape. And the fight's not happening at least for another, 1 or 2 months. I want to go back to, 1 second, I want to go back to what I was going to say.
Yeah.
That he was offered the contract, but he's also stated that he's a free agent. So I know the zone wasn't included in the date and they're still negotiating, whatever. But if you're a free agent, why are you worried about where the rematch is going to go? Like, this is a tweet. Let me just find it 1 sec. From Michael Benson, I think. And Garry Russell was saying he's worried or he cares about where the rematch is going to take place because he said he wants to know where the rematch is going to be. And he said, let me just read it. He said he received the contract to challenge Devin Haney for the WBC title. However, he said he wants the rematch clause to be on his terms. Now, I don't know.
Who wants the rematch clause to be on whose terms?
Garry Russell said that.
Okay.
He said if he beats Devin Haney, he wants to decide which network broadcasts a rematch. But this is what I'm trying to say. He's also said he's a free agent. So why does he care where the rematch... Now, why are you jumping to the rematch? Basically, before you've even had the first fight. Now, obviously, there's two sides to the story, but he's also said that he's a free agent. And so that means he's willing to have the first fight on the zone. But why is he arguing about rematch clauses and trying to dictate what happens in the rematch clause? Because he's not the one who's sending offers. Although he's the champion, but we all know that fight's obviously not going to happen at featherweight where he holds a belt. It's going to be a lightweight. And I believe Devin Haney holds some sort of vision of the WBC title. So I don't know. To me, it looks like Garry Russell either is maybe gonna fight someone else and he's just trying to go back and forth with Devin Haney, where he might try and fight him later down the line, or he knows there's a date available and he'll try and get as much money as he can, because DAZN have said they only got 2 more Golden Boy cards left. People are making it out like DAZN said they only got 2 DAZN cards left. That's not true, because DAZN got a card left with Anthony Joshua to fight Pulev. That fight could be outside the UK, but it looks like it will be in the UK. And they got another card between Dillian Whyte and the rematch with Povetkin. So if Garry Russell fights Devin Haney, they will, obviously, DAZN will conjure up and have the rights to that fight, as long as that fight gets agreed upon, whatever. But like, people are trying to say DAZN are not going to show any more boxing and they only got 2 more cards. I don't think that's true. What they misread, I believe, is they said they're not showing another Golden Boy card apart from the 2 dates. One is Ryan Garcia, I think, and Luke Campbell, and the other one, I don't know if it's Munguia or who's the other guy, Vigil Ortiz. So I'm not sure which Golden Boy cards are the 2 exact cards, but I think you could maybe say there's 2 sides to the argument, but at the moment, I think the money's here, and Garry Russell, I think, is either he's trying to clout chase a lot of these guys because he's called out guys like Crawford, or he's just trying to set up a fight with Devin Haney down the line, and he's maybe got his eyes on another opponent.
Yeah. I find that highly likely. I don't think Garry Russell is jumping up to fight Devin Haney. The date is there, November the 7th. And he knows if he declines that date, then that causes a hell of a problem. It means that the chances of the fight happening this year are almost nil, because the date is there, November the 7th. He either takes it. Devin Haney said himself, you either take the date or you don't. And back to Michael Johnson.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool, because my computer screen is locked up. But anyways, the first half of what Hamed said is what I would add to that is why a fighter would want to worry about the rematch clause, where it is, who's broadcasting it, and how much money they're getting, because it's their right. It's flat out their right. If you're taking a fight with somebody, it's your right to ask for things. Doesn't mean it has to go that according to that plan, but it's your right. If you don't ask for it, you don't put it in there, then it's either you don't get it, or you have this thing that says that, hey, well, I just never know. I could have had it. So the reason why he would probably say, I wanted to be on a network of my choosing, is probably because it'll make it easier for them to probably be with an American broadcaster that can offer them more money, or Garry Russell more money.
Hold on. Are you suggesting that an American broadcaster would be offering them?
No, I'm not suggesting. I'm just thinking about why would somebody ask for certain things like that. So
okay, let's just interject. Let me interject right now with a couple.
But can I see?
Yeah.
Garry Russell said. I just looked at the article. It's from SB Nation last year. He said he's not with the PBC because he's a free agent. Now, what I'm trying to say is, if the first fight is on DAZN, why does it matter where the second fight is? If you're not with the PBC, who have the rights and dates with Showtime and what's the other one called? Fox. You're only left with DAZN. That fight's. Let's be real. That fight's not going to be on ESPN because both those guys are.
You have CBS, you have Fox, you have ESPN, you have Showtime.
No, but I'm saying PBC got a deal with Showtime and Fox.
It doesn't matter who has a deal with who. See, these two camps still to this day even talk to Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? And
Haney has a contract with DAZN, and if you put this is what I'm trying to say. Listen to what I'm saying. If you put the first fight on DAZN and you agree to the fee, he's not talking about not having a rematch. I think people are missing the point. The contract is not a one-way rematch close contract, whatever. So the contract doesn't say if Devin Haney loses, there's a rematch. No, Garry Russell will get the rematch, but he's worried about where the rematch is. Now I'm going to say That as a free agent, why would you worry
And
about
that's
stuff
what
like
that's
that?
what I'm saying, and that's what I answered. But I wasn't finished yet. But I answered that.
All right.
And what I'm trying to say is that if he's a free agent and he can go wherever the hell he want to go, see what I'm saying? So that basically means he has a bigger pool of people wanting to be interested to this fight, to where people can sit up over here and fight to air the fight. So
That doesn't mean you're.
hold up. This is not. I'm not speaking the facts. These are opinions. These are just me throwing stuff out there to bring up other things that you're saying, because you question.
No. I think we just stick to our salient points.
No. We can't just stick to the selling points, because when you bring up something you don't know why, then what I'm saying is, well, let's bring up reasons why this person might be thinking this way and might want a rematch clause and still be a free agent.
Okay,
so
I heard what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I totally hear what you're saying. But what I have to say about that is, well, you got the 1.5. You agreed to the 1.5. You were on weight some time ago. You're always in the gym. From the outside, of course, you're not on the inside. From the outside, it would seem that you are ready. A month ago, we got 8 weeks to go. That's a 12-week camp. It really seems difficult. You've got everything you asked for. You've got your 12 weeks, because you were training hardcore for at least a month before. You've got the 1.5. Okay, you wanted 2, but you've settled on the 1.5, and now you're saying the date's not good. That don't look good at all. That does not look good at all. That looks like you don't want the fight. It looks like you don't want the fight because we're in the pandemic era. What are the chances they're going to shift it? What are the chances the zone are going to just shift the card later? Minimal.
Yeah, to me that's a cop out.
To me,
it
looks like, no, hold on. To me, and to many people, that looks like a cop out. It looks like a duck. It looks like a duck. But anyway, before I get back to you, I've got to get to some of the comments in the chat, and I like this one. 8 weeks out. It's 8 weeks from now. Garry posted on his IG about a month ago that he was already 143 pounds, and Garry says he's always in the gym. Well, yeah, if you check his IG, he's always in the gym. And we got a few more. The LDBC are a scam organization using boxing to extract money out of. That's a bit hardcore. That's a bit hardcore. I'm not going to read. That's a bit hardcore. There. Where are we got? Let me check another. What does this one say? That's a bit hardcore too. All this sounds like how they tried to justify and point fingers when Wilder ducked AJ. All kinds of finger pointing, murkying the water, muddying the water. Russell never intended to fight Haney. I have to say, Hamid. I'm going to Hamid. It does. What does it look like to you? Garry Russell's position. How Garry Russell's carrying on?
Garry Russell, to me, let's look at it like this. Leo Santa Cruz and Garry Russell could have fought. That didn't happen. He's went from calling out guys like Terence Crawford to now calling out Devin Haney, to my knowledge. It was him that I think started calling out Devin Haney. If I'm wrong, then I take that back. But Devin Haney has been looking for a fight. To me, it looks like, even though the size disparity, Garry Russell is a guy who's just talking too much. He's calling out guys all over the place where he could have had a fight with a guy like Josh Warrington in his own weight class, or if he wanted to, he could have fought maybe someone like Shakur Stevenson. Some of these fights, I don't hold too much against him. But what I'm trying to say, he's going over to other weight classes which are well beyond him, and he's just calling everyone out to create some sort of, I don't know if it's drama, or I don't know if it's to create some sort of stir some sort of beef to get his name relevant. Because if he doesn't take the fight, to me, he's just doing that. Otherwise, if he takes the fight, then he's being serious. But I really don't think this fight is going to happen. Definitely not this year. I don't think at the moment. If he said stuff like that about the date and about the rematch clause, then I don't know if you could take his word serious.
Listen, it's clear.
I don't think he wants.
It's clear. It's the people don't think you want it. Even some of the LDBC. You got a large Michael. You're an LDBC guy. You got a large percentage of LDBC guy who think that Russell Garry is just messing around. They're pretty angry with him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but that's why I try to bring up a lot of the times is that, just because somebody gets on an interview and they're going back and forth, but then you hear that both parties say this, the fighters say that, you know what I'm saying? And you don't hear nothing from Eddie, but what Eddie, who Eddie has running up for Devin Haney next and stuff like that. So it's kind of like, really, to tell you the truth, if you don't believe me and you haven't listened to all
I've listened. I've been listening.
Okay, well, you haven't listened to all the interviews from the start to the beginning when the gentlemen came on, then you just gotta, take it at least take it with a grain of salt. Like, be like, well, you know what? This is very fucking unfortunate. We're not getting this. Could be this dude. Could be this guy.
Well, you could say it's unfortunate. You could say it's unfortunate, or you could just say what many people are saying, what it appears to be, to my eyes, a publicity stunt from Garry Russell.
Well,
yeah,
you could say that too. But the thing about it is that we don't really know. We heard some stuff, and we heard people talk. We heard some stuff. We heard people go back and forth, but we really don't know. Now, if you want to say that your bones,
speaking on that point, that's a good point, because it's like a jury. No, because it's like a jury, isn't it? You're not at the scene of the crime, but you listen to both sides of the argument, and then you come up with a verdict. And my verdict, my individual verdict, and the verdict of many, I would say the majority. I damn well was supposed to put up a poll on Twitter. I forgot. I'll do it later on. It should be ready tomorrow. The majority of the people, it seems, feel that Garry Russell is merely pulling a publicity stunt for the real fight he's going to have later this year and for the future to raise his profile. And if that is the case, he has done a magnificent job because everybody's talking about it.
Well, then I'll rebuttal with this one. Let's
go to Hamid and then come back. Let's go.
It's gonna be quick. Okay. It's gonna be quick.
Okay.
Go.
The publicity stunt. See, the publicity stunt, and you saying that as boosted his profile and stuff like that. You have to be mindful of certain things you say, because then you'll be bigging up a group of people that you don't like.
Who?
The LDBC.
I don't know what you mean.
The LDBC.
Hunters work very well.
But when
I'm not bigging up the LDBC and saying that. I'm just stating the fact that the publicity stunt has worked. Look at the column.
Well, it doesn't matter. It isn't. See, if you say that Garry Russell, well, I'm sorry. You said that your verdict is because if you look at it, the jury, the judge, the defense, and the plaintiff. Okay, cool. If you look at it like that, and you saying that from what you see, it appears to be a duck, right? Yeah. It appears to be a publicity stunt, and it appears that the publicity stunt was a success.
Yes,
but the publicity stunt was a success based off of the amount of effort the LDBC's been putting in it.
Yeah,
if that's how you want to put it, you can put it. But we're not talking about
how you want to put it. But ultimately, the publicity stunt has worked.
Let me see this.
Well, then, okay, check this out. Then, you're gonna if people want to think this is a publicity stunt, right?
Yeah.
So, big fights are as far as boxing fans are concerned. When you make big fights, when you get the big pay-per-views, when you get the big
fight,
hold up. I said when you get it. Just listen, homie.
Carry on.
When you get the big fights, when you get the big pay-per-views, when you get the big gates and stuff like that, majority of the people that's in there, the majority of the people that's either sitting on their couch and stuff like that aren't boxing fans like Raphael and Hamed. They're not. Majority of them are people that's fly by night. So, you see what I'm saying? I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Can you just hear me out? So when you think about it, when you say it was just a publicity stunt, really, to tell you the truth, it didn't really get him nowhere. Because at the end of the day, us three are going to be the ones watching this fight. And guess what? The amount of hardcore boxing fans ain't going to be enough to make these fights actually as big as people think it is.
Let me rebuttal this, man, because this is a long thing that could be summarized in a couple of sentences. If you're talking about publicity stunt, we're not talking about that fight, because we don't know if that fight will. If the fight doesn't happen this year, we don't know what could happen. Garry Russell could go on to lose to, I don't know, Luke Campbell, Ryan Garcia, or one of those other lightweights, or Garry Russell could maybe go on to lose, and maybe the fight loses less that we don't get to see it. Another thing is, when people are talking about publicity stunt, it's not necessarily talking about both parties. That could just be to one guy to boost his profile so he could become more relevant. Now, when Wilder had the whole 50 million offer and he done some sort of Instagram video, that probably worked, because a lot of people think Joshua ducked Wilder, and I've kind of gone back on my word, and I think both teams didn't want the fight, because Joshua has also said that he could have done stuff, whatever. But at the same time, I do believe Wilder is more to be held accountable, because he turned down the more offers, with the last offer being a big, gigantic offer from the zone. Even though whatever Joshua ended up losing and the whole thing just went down the rail, Wilder with that thing was successful, because he did that. You had a lot of people saying Joshua's a ducker, Joshua's this and that. Wilder went on to fight Fury, which kind of lost Joshua lost luster with his fight with Povetkin to a degree, because I only did 80,000, which is still good, but I remember a lot of people weren't as interested as a fight with the Wilder Fury winner now. So what I'm trying to see, this publicity stunt could be to boost Garry Russell's profile, like Wilder did, and then Garry Russell goes and fights someone completely else.
Well, I think that's the
look back.
outcome. That's the most likely outcome. Money's been paid. I think it's been a publicity stunt. I think the bulk, the majority, even the majority of boxing fans, even the LDBC, a significant portion of the LDBC, believe that it was a publicity stunt. And how that's going to work out for Garry? Well, they say, what do they say? No news is bad news, or no publicity, bad publicity is still published, whatever the thing. So whatever kind of publicity,
any publicity is better than no publicity. I get that, and we don't know what Garry Russell will end up doing. He could try and start fighting some of the guys on the PBC side at 130, 135 or whatever, and he maybe try and. He might try and use this to leverage his name a bit more, and maybe try and target a fight with Gervonta Davis, if Gervonta Davis beats what's the guy's name, Santa Cruz. Because I know one thing's for sure: a fight between Gervonta Davis and Garry Russell right now could probably do very well if Gervonta Davis is successful with this fight with Santa Cruz, because that's a pay-per-view at the moment. So you got to look at it both sides. I personally think Garry Russell, if the fight doesn't happen this year, is doing it to angle himself irrelevant, because the guy's kind of becoming irrelevant. He's only been fighting once a year. I know there could be two sides to the argument, but to me it looks like Devin Haney wants to fight today, whereas Garry Russell wants to fight tomorrow. And I don't think we may not see that tomorrow.
Yeah, we may not see that. I think it's been a big publicity stunt, and I think it's been a successful one. I think, however, people are going to be pissed off, pardon my expression. People are going to be pissed off that they've been taken for a ride. Having said that, there was always a strong suspicion that Garry Russell were taking people for a ride. And if this fight doesn't go ahead, which I have no expectation of it going ahead, Garry Russell doesn't seem, in my opinion, Garry Russell doesn't want the fight. He doesn't seem like he wants the fight. It's been one roadblock after another roadblock, and Devin Haney said it himself. We sort one thing out, then he comes up with something else.
Yeah,
we sort that out, and then he comes up with something else. That is the hallmark of someone who simply does not want the fight.
It's like Keith Thurman and Crawford. As soon as I found out that he was offering whatever to get paid 10 million, I knew that Thurman
didn't want the fight. We all knew. We all knew.
He's trying to keep his name relevant, and to me that was clout chasing.
Well,
I think to a degree maybe this got more merit because Garry Russell is not pricing himself out. Even though I think to start off at 2 million, he may have been trying to price himself out. Yeah. Although I think he the figure he got down, I think is more than enough. Come on, this ain't a super fight. This is, a fight probably with hardcore fans. But to me, Thurman went way over the top, man. Thurman is a guy coming off a loss. He's not a champion. He's trying to stay relevant because we all know now earlier on that the WBC said Sean Porter will fight the winner of Spence and Danny Garcia. Thurman is a guy that wants to remain relevant because he's going to try and angle up a fight to tune up next after he comes back. And he wants to try and stay in the mix.
But Hamed, this what I'm saying is that, what Thurman did is it does not make him relevant. It does not make him more relevant than what no, it didn't. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna tell you why it didn't. Because they're talking about it and we're talking about it. But guess what? The people on the outside that don't be on YouTube and stuff like that, they ain't worried about it. See what I'm saying? The only people that's worried about the love and hip hop episodes of boxing is people that's on YouTube, really.
Yeah, but he
on
stayed
Twitter.
Relevant.
But no, he didn't stay relevant because even when you listen to, even when you listen to
about Thurman.
Yes, I'm getting there. Even when you talk about Thurman, when you go and watch his interviews, he even said it. He understands why he lost boxing fans. He understands why nobody take what he's saying is relevant.
So he's admitting.
Hold up. He's not. Basically, what he was saying in a nutshell that he understands as a boxer that I have to give the consumers a product, and I ain't been giving nobody nothing. He's basically saying that I have to basically get back to the situation of giving the consumers a product. And that's what I keep trying to, another thing I keep trying to tell people all the time is that with boxers, but boxers, period, things are called negotiations for a reason. Negotiations are two parties. Now,
that's trying to sound like
you
apologist.
No, I'm not making this. No, just listen. Now, if one fighter offers $10 million to fight this guy, and either this fighter knows they got $10 million to offer, or he feels they got $10 million to offer, or he feels that he's worth $10 million, whatever the case may be, if they don't want to give it up, it's his prerogative to go somewhere else. The same thing in the lot of everybody else. If you don't want to take what the A side is giving you, you go somewhere else. You don't have to take what somebody. You don't have to take what somebody is giving to you and just take it like that. You can
but basically it's a publicity stunt. That's what we're trying. And
but you're saying the byproduct of the publicity stunt is to keep them relevant, but to keep them relevant with who?
Yeah, but fans. Like look.
The boxing.
Do you not understand how it works over here with boxing?
I don't think you'd understand what we mean.
No. Do you not understand how it works in America when it comes to boxing?
In what regard? What area?
And no, it doesn't matter what state, doesn't matter what area.
Not area, not location. I'm talking about in what area of boxing, what area of business.
Whatever. Just when it comes to publicity stunts in boxing, the shit that Keith Thurman did, or the stuff that you guys insinuating that Garry Russell did, does nothing for their fucking profile.
Hold on, no.
That's not true.
It has done marvels for the profile of Garry.
Well, if it does marvels and it done all this, how come if it done all that for Garry Russell?
Yeah.
If it done all that for Garry Russell, right? Well, how come the fighting happening? And it's not this is COVID.
The reason the fight's not happening is because he's declined it.
No. He didn't decline it.
He has declined. He has declined the date.
He's stolen. He's stolen. No, I'd say stolen. Stolen.
Well, if that's what y'all want to believe, that's y'all business. He didn't decline the date.
Listen. Let me see.
He's declined November the 7th. He said
no. Yeah, but they had multiple dates.
One sec.
Who has multiple dates?
They had multiple dates on the table.
No.
We don't know.
You saying they declined the DAZN 7th date. DAZN can make another date.
Hold on.
We don't look.
There can't be a presumption that DAZN can make another date. The date.
No.
But we don't know.
There's 50 states.
The date on the table is November the 7th.
There's 50 states. There's 50
Let me
states.
say this. Look. Let me say this. We don't know if DAZN could conjure something up. Maybe they could put it on one of the undercards where they got another show. This is what I want to see. Stolen is probably the right word. Declined is a bit early because we don't know. Look, what if this fight happens miraculously? How many times have we seen fights almost dead? A couple of weeks ago, Lomachenko Lopez. fight happened. Look, I'm not saying this is the same situation because this is completely different. Got two different promoters, two different networks involved, whatever. I'm saying the publicity stunt has worked because if you're paying some of the LDBC guys and some of these barbershop guys money for interviews to keep your name out there, you're trying to keep either stay relevant or you're trying to get clicks so people are listening to your interviews and what you got to say. Because when I go on boxingscene.com in the social media era, I see a lot of retweets and likes and quotes and people talking about Keith Thurman fighting Crawford and now about Garry Russell. I think, will it help him, I don't know, to sell more pay-per-view sales? Probably not, but will it help him to stay relevant right now and down the line, maybe to boost another fight? Yes, it probably could.
I have a question. I have a question for you.
Right.
When you're going down the list of things that it can be when it comes to Garry Russell in general, do you like make two circles and then make the circle meet in the middle to where you eventually have three sections and then you say, well, maybe it could be this positives and negatives and neutral in the middle.
Of course.
And then you're doing this. Well, that's what I'm saying is because of like, you know, I can bring up all that stuff, but then when you bring up the other stuff, it's kind of like, oh, you know, my stuff is getting slide to the side. And I keep trying to tell you guys is that we don't know if the zone could pick another date. We don't. Go ahead.
I just want to say we don't know how Garry Russell will react. Look, he could go back to just fighting once a year, whatever, doing his hobby with his 9 brothers or whatever, and just to me it looks like he's a part-time boxer, whatever. He fights once a year. He could go back to that. Or after years of not doing this and trying to negotiate with guys, to me it looks like he's angling up either a fight with Devin Haney down the line next year, or he's stalling, which means it could happen at the end of November, December, whatever. Or he's trying to stay relevant. So when Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis fight, or some of the other 130, 135 PBC guys, to me, it looks like he's going to try and call out one of those guys. You may even see him in the ring after Leo Santa Cruz and Gervonta Davis, and him claiming that Devin Haney ducked him or that side of the street they want to fight, whatever. What I'm trying to say, this is either clearly to boost his profile or stay relevant, and I think it's a bit of both. There is the scenario that it could lead to nothing. That could also be, but we don't know how it's going to play out. That's what I'm trying to say.
We don't know how it's going to play out. It looks like a massive publicity stunt. I think the publicity stunt has worked. Garry Russell's profile. Who used to talk about Garry Russell? Not really. One fight a year. Yeah. One fight a year. That's what when anybody mentioned Garry Russell, that's what they'd be mentioning. He fights once a year.
All he used to talk about was Lomachenko, and then it was Santa Cruz for a while about the whole father. That was a publicity stunt as well. See, I don't think people pay attention to what's been going on because he was trying to conjure up a fight with Leo Santa Cruz. Now, when he did that father stunt thing about threatening his dad or whatever, that was a publicity stunt, and people started talking about that fight. They want to see that fight. And now that fight's dead, to me, it looks like he's doing another publicity stunt. First, there's Crawford and that, and I remember a lot of people defending him, man. People blasting Crawford. They say, look, he should be fighting. Some people actually wanted Crawford to fight Garry Russell, which is ridiculous. So I think it's the whole publicity stunt, and it could go down the Wilder route, or it maybe lead to nothing because he's been fighting once a year, and the guy, let's be real, has kind of been irrelevant. If he keeps doing what he's doing, it could lead to something, I think.
If he keeps doing what he's doing, it could lead to something. But I'm going to have to go around the panel now. 3-man panel. I'm going to have to go around the panel and get the opinions before we move on to the Canelo situation. People, if you enjoy the content, be sure to hit that subscribe button, although I'm pretty sure most of you have already subscribed. Hit that like button if you enjoy the content. And what else? Like, subscribe. Of course, comment, which you're doing now. And another biggie is share. If you're enjoying it to the point where you want to make the tin rattle and you want to throw something in, the super chat button is there for your use, should you so see fit. I want to give shout out to super chat dominators, people who have super chatted before: Lisa Bales, James Jameson, Fuzzy is here. Uncle Burnt Apostrophe, Those are the super chat dominators who come immediately to mind. I think Kieran Betts has been a super chat dominator as well. I think Kieran Betts is in the super chat dominator club. If I've missed anybody, I apologize, or just put your name in the chat and tell me that you're a super chat dominator also. But before we move on, we just want to go around the panel and get your opinion on this question. We already know that certain LDBC channels have accepted money. Garry Russell's big brother told us. Barbershop Conversations got 100. Fannin got 300. And then he was mentioning another one, and I don't think he finished the sentence. Okay, but the question is, do you think this was all a publicity stunt by Garry Russell? I'm going to start with you, Michael, and your reason.
No, I don't think it was a publicity stunt. We would have all been talking about this, like you said. I only talked about it once on my channel, and I just left it alone because this doesn't make any sense. But anyways, it's not a publicity stunt. They were talking about it beforehand. People were talking about things that Garry Russell was saying on Twitter and Instagram. People were saying stuff about what Devin Haney was saying on Twitter, and it was a bunch of back and forth of people on YouTube making videos about this well before people start getting on people's channels and stuff like that. Now, I don't know if Batman really gave them money. I don't know. Hold up. He said it, but I don't know.
Well, I've seen a super chat.
He said it. Okay, you've seen a super chat.
Yeah.
Anybody can send a super chat. So
I've seen Batman.
Okay, well, if you've seen a super chat, anybody can send a super chat. But what I'm saying is, I don't know if he gave them money on the idea of creating a publicity stunt or an idea off of helping them promote the fight. And then not only that is, even if he did give them money to help to promote the fight on good faith of them actually trying to make the fight, then there's nothing wrong with that. You see what I'm saying?
But the flip side of that coin is, if they knew that it was BS, then
that's what I said.
Okay, cool.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Is like if he gave him the money on the in lieu of on good faith. If he gave him the money on good faith of them actually really trying to make the fight, then there's nothing wrong with it. That's what I said.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Hamed, do you think it was a? Do you think it?
But I have one more thing. We heard that before.
None of y'all getting that money because y'all started this.
What the hell was you just doing?
Yeah, I heard all that stuff. You know, even with Coogan Cashes with the $500 with Edward Hearn, right? But what I'm saying is that hold up. If somebody, I don't know how he gave him the money, right? We know that he sends you saying, Ralph, that he sent super chats, right?
You just heard what I believe.
Stop. I'm talking to Ralph. Let me finish. Can you let me finish, man?
I was asked the question.
So if Ralph said that he's seen his super chats, right, Ralph?
Yeah.
But we didn't see nothing we didn't see nothing behind the scenes being sent. I'm not trying to stick up for nobody and stuff like that. But really, to tell you the truth, it doesn't matter if he gave him the money or not.
Why?
Because anybody can send a super chat.
Yeah, but the purpose, he specifically said, Garry Russell's older brother specifically said that I paid you 100, I paid Fannin 300, and that was in response to a statement made by
that's okay. That statement he said, if you listen to the whole thing, not the whole video, but that kind of like that whole sentence where you're saying like a little bit before what you played.
Yeah.
He's not necessarily talking about paying him. See what I'm saying? He's talking about something completely different. That's when he said that.
He's talking about promotion. Barbershop was conversation.
No.
Why can't I just play the audio? Let's make a
play the audio.
What he said. Let's play. All right, let's play.
No, but play it before that.
Quiet.
Don't start it where you've been starting it, Ralph, because I listened to it already. Start it before that.
Hold on.
Eddie Hearn.
All right, what's that? I can only play what the clip I got. Otherwise, I'll have to look for it. I don't know.
Play the clip.
All right. Let's be quiet.
Think about this as a capitalist, as a media member now. They done paid Keith Idec, Radio Raheem, Fight Hype. Eddie Hearn told me he paid for the boxing voice. He told me off camera. Yeah.
Y'all gotta call Bill. All y'all got Bill number and ask Bill why is none of y'all getting that money because y'all started this.
The point I'm making is they always want us for free. Oh, you gotta support. What about it's about money, and that's what I'm trying to get y'all to understand. Okay. Now, if they want subscribers, if they want us to promote it, you got to pay us to promote it.
I mean, I paid y'all out my own pocket. I gave you 100. I gave Fanon 3. I gave
I suspected.
All right, so
you got to play
from the horse's mouth.
That's
well, you got to play it before that. You got to play it before that.
That's the only clip.
That's the clip. That's the whole.
It's longer than that. That's.
I haven't got the full. I don't know where the full.
It doesn't change the fact you're talking about paying for promotion. That's what he's talking about.
That's all we're talking.
And then he reiterates with it, and he says that for paying for subscribers, then you got to pay us. There's many channels that's giving out links from the zone for clicking on the link and subscribing with them. So.
But he said you gotta pay us, and the thing said out of his own mouth, "We paid you."
He's not talking about Devin Haney, and he's not talking about Bill.
He's talking about Bill. No, Bill.
Sorry, he's not talking about Devin Haney, and he's not talking about Garry Russell.
He's talking about Garry. Who else is he talking about?
He's talking about networks.
He said we pay. No, wait. He said you gotta pay us to promote.
When you listen to what the names he was saying. If you listen to the names he was saying, and then he was saying who they get money from, he's talking about the networks. He's not talking about the fighters.
No, but he said, Barbershop said,
he paid Conversation $100. He also
said to Fanon. Fanon held the interview. Fanon held the interview with Garry Russell.
What did you say?
I said, so what if he did?
So that's what we talked.
Why are you denying?
I'm not denying nothing.
You just said it was for something else.
No, I just said, so what if he did? That's not an admission to anything.
You said
that's not backtracking. That's not denial. That's basically like saying if you're saying they're taking the money, then I say, so what if they did? Then he says because it shows unbiased.
You said it was for something else, but we're specifically saying it's for promotion.
Ralph, can you listen to this? If I say so what, it's not an admission of anything. That's for you to rebuttal with something. You can say that shows unbiased, right?
First, you said it's for subscribers.
Then I can say, yeah, that could possibly show unbiasedism towards a particular fighter or fighters. That's not
what were you saying? What were you saying? This was a publicity stunt. What's it? This was a publicity stunt, and Barbershop said himself, "You gotta pay us for promotion." Now, Thing replied and rebutted, and he got shut down quickly.
He's not talking to Batman.
No, but he said out of his own mouth, "I'll pay you 100."
But Batman stepped in and said, "Yeah, I agreed."
No, that's what we're trying to say.
You have to, and we paid Fanon 3.
He's not talking to Batman. When he's saying you, he's not talking to Batman. He's talking about big entities.
Batman steps in and says, "Yeah, well, he's agreed."
He's not talking about him.
I know he's not
why
talking.
Does that, wait,
why does that not talking about? So if you agree that Barbershop Conversations wasn't talking about Batman when he was saying, "Well, if these guys is paying these guys and these guys and these guys, we got to get paid." Blah blah blah. He's talking about the networks because then he says, "If you guys want us to promote subs, promotion, you guys." He's not talking about them.
Right, but
can I just say this?
Yes, after me. But Batman stepped in and says, "Yeah, absolutely. We paid you 100, and we paid Fanon 3. It's the same.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Promotion. Over to you, Hammett. Over to you.
That's what I'm trying to say. He said that the reason we're not promoting whatever Eddie Hearn and all that, because they gotta pay us. All right, Bill, whatever Batman accidentally let the thing out the bag, and he said we paid you and we paid Fanan. Now what I'm trying to say is they are getting paid for the promotion, and Barbershop said himself that you got to pay us for promotion, for publicity, whatever. Now I'm trying to say this does look like a publicity stunt because
But who's Barbershop Conversation talking to?
What are you about?
No, who was Barbershop? When Barbershop Conversation was saying you got to pay us.
Right, he's talking about
wait.
He's talking about people like The Zone, like Matchroom,
No.
Eddie Hearn, etc., etc.
Yeah. Okay, then. So what's wrong with that?
But then Batman comes in and says, "Yeah, we paid you 100, and I paid Fanan 300."
So if someone pays you, why would you say to him, "You gotta pay me"? Like they've already paid you. What? How hard is this?
So if somebody says that doesn't mean that somebody couldn't just give you money off of just good faith for helping them out, right?
Come on, man. Can you not?
No. If Batman said, and Devin Haney said, "Thank you for all the publicity that you gave me. You guys make this fight big. You guys made this fight big." And then they didn't give him nothing and just ran off and went and started talking to other people and blah blah blah. Woo. Wouldn't that be kind of fucked up? After you admitted out of your own mouth that you guys have made this fight to where it is, and you didn't, and you just ran off. You didn't help them, and you didn't just give somebody some type of money and blah blah blah. Don't you give people money that helped you out?
Are you saying it's appropriate that they paid money for?
I'm not saying it's appropriate. I'm just saying it's a good honor of show of face.
Okay, so
if somebody helped you out, wouldn't you give them something?
Yeah. So it's a decent thing to do.
No, I'm not saying. Hold up, Ralph. I don't know. What I'm saying is that
you just said wouldn't it be bad for you to just have someone to help you and then just run off? But Batman didn't do that. You won't
answer the question.
No, but that's not what I know he didn't do that. But Ralph
Batman didn't do that. Batman paid the money 100 to
Ralph. This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is what's going down. What I'm saying is that I'm just thinking of other avenues that this is what it could be.
No,
maybe you could be right. Maybe Hamed could be right. I don't know, but I'm not going to sit over here.
Somebody helped you.
No, Ralph, that's not what I'm saying, Ralph.
There to give them a little bit of something instead of just running off. That's what you said, and I agree with you. I agree. You're right. It's good. They helped promote it, and now Batman has paid them some money because of their promotion.
No, but Ralph, this is what I'm saying. No. If what I'm saying is, Ralph, I'm just throwing things out there that could be. I'm not saying that's what happened.
I never said that you said you gave the scenario. Wouldn't it be good if somebody helped you to pay them some money? And that's what Batman did. He paid them some promotion money.
I don't know why he gave him money. I don't know.
But what's probable? What's probable? They've just received excellent promotion. They've spoken on it. They've said, you, the LDBC, have done a fantastic job, and I'm paying you. I paid you 100, and I paid Fanan 300.
I don't know why he gave him the money.
Probability. Look at the probability
scenarios. I'm not saying
probability. Look at the probability. They're talking about promotion, and then the man comes up and said, "Yeah, because I gave you 100 and Fanan 3." Is it not likely that he's talking about money for promotion?
It could. Well, hold up before I answer this. Before I answer your question, Ralph, because you asked me the question, right?
Yeah.
So, what you're asking me is something based off of what the money means when you give somebody some money. When you say that, you can say that money that was given to you is for promotions, and you'll be absolutely right to say so. Whether or not it was before the fact or after the fact, Ralph, you can't say that what you said is truthful. See what I'm saying, Ralph? But what I'm saying is, I don't know if he gave them that money off of the strength of promotion. I don't know.
Well, what else would it be?
Wait,
look, Ralph. I'm just saying, I don't know. Because you gave stuff, I gave some stuff.
Probability. Look at the probability. If I'm talking about my car engine,
can I talk
to the garage, and I say, yeah, because I've already paid you like 100, What it's not going to be for. I'm not trying to be flippant, but it's not going to be for the food bill. You know what I'm saying?
Can I speak? Because I got.
I've paid you this amount, and then I've paid the next man that amount. You're talking on the same topic, or else it'd be what do you call it? Have some kind of autism or something. If you're just going to switch topics like that. Over to you. Because remember what the question was. The question was, do you think it was a publicity stunt or not, and why? Whatever.
This is what I want to say. He said out of his own mouth, like, if you want us to promote you, whatever. Look, we know he wasn't talking to Batman because Batman admitted he's already paying him. You'd be an idiot to ask someone for money again when you don't want people to know that. Like, blatantly, you tried covering up. Now, what I'm trying to say is we all could add the dots that obviously, if they're getting paid off guys like Batman, guys like Bill Haney or whatever, I'm just using names just for example, it's obviously for promotion because they're doing interviews, they're trying to get the name relevant. These guys have said out their own mouths that they won't do it just for free. They don't want to promote Eddie Hearn. I think they don't like Eddie Hearn. They may do the odd few things for free because obviously they started the channel up probably at the beginning for free, but they obviously see the money that comes with it. Whether or not it's all for promotion, maybe unlikely, but I think a big chunk is for promotion, and a lot of it is money that they're making off, just promoting guys. And he even, if the guys admitted it, I don't know why someone would say it could be this and that. Like, I could go outside, and if I see thunder and lightning coming, and I see the weather's not good, I'm gonna assume it's gonna be raining. I'm not gonna say it's gonna be snowing. It's gonna be sunny.
Your shirt, shorts, and your sandals on. You know what I'm saying? There's a correlation. I think. It's Hamid. You still haven't answered the question, my friend. Go ahead.
Repeat.
Do you think the money? Do you think that this has been a genuine? All this publicity has been in a genuine attempt to make the fight, or do you think it was a publicity stunt on the part of Garry Russell?
I definitely think it was a publicity stunt, and I definitely believe it was either to get a fight down the line or right now. Maybe it could be. We don't know. Look, if the fight happens, then it was to make the fight and maybe to try and get some sort of motive to try and get the best deal they could by putting out the negotiations on social media and making it all in the public eye. But if it's not, then I still think it's a publicity stunt in terms of if you wanted to get the fight done and deal done, you wouldn't be going back and forth like this on numerous interviews trying to drag this out. Maybe that's just the day and age we're living in now, boxing and social media. I definitely do think there's some sort of publicity stunt. Whether that leads to the fight happening, we don't know. If it does, then I don't care. Like, I don't mind if that's the way, because they always say any publicity is better than no publicity, or being relevant is better than being irrelevant. Like, whether or not we will see how the fight, I personally don't think it's going to happen, and I think this is stolen, which means it could lead to the fight happening next year or later down the line, or he's doing it to get something bigger down the line, maybe a fight with Gervonta Davis or Leo Santa Cruz winner, or maybe to fight one of the guys at 130 or 135 on the PBC side. We don't know. We have to wait. We can't at the moment because we don't know how it's going to play out. Something could happen. Devin Haney could get injured again. I don't know. Garry Russell could sign on the dotted line and the fight happens. We'll see how it plays out. But I do believe it's some sort of publicity stunt. Whether or not it's to make the fight, we'll find out. Or if it's just to stall the fight and maybe to lead on to other things. But I definitely do think is to keep his name some sort of relevancy, because he's not only now in the headlines, he's become relevant. He's being promoted a lot by these channels. These channels are obviously gaining financially as well, whether or not that's the be-all and end-all motive. But it's definitely helping both parties on both sides.
Okay. So I think we finally somehow managed to wrap that up. Do I even touch on the Canelo thing? I think we're going to finish up on the Canelo thing. What did I just press there? Wilder owes Raphie a bundle for all the free promotions. Let's get through a few.
I don't know about promotion.
Let's get through a few of these comments. Let's get through a few of these comments. Where are we? LDBC doing paid promotion narratives, e.g. Garry Russell, pound for pound fighter. Does the caller think they should declare their paid bias? I'm not even going to get into that because I think I've kind of touched on that already. So I'm not going to get into that one. What's going on? Okay.
Can you block that fake troll? I don't know who that is. If that's the real, that guy's a retard. If it's the fake, he's just a loser.
let's not worry about that. Okay, so what's this? Let me close that down. Okay, we're gonna go into the Canelo Alvarez thing because it was advertised as such. So let's just do it. We're gonna chop it up real nice and sweetly. I don't think it's gonna have to be a long thing. But let's start off with
Is that the angry guy? He created a fake account.
Let's start off with Michael Jordan. The Canelo situation, they're in. Well, I'll start off and I'll go to you. The Canelo situation is as follows. So Canelo took primarily Golden Boy to court with his lawyers, presumably high-priced lawyers, and the case has immediately been, well, not thrown out, but sent back so they can get some of the details correct. What's this thing say here? Let me share the link. Let me share the story on the screen so you can see for yourselves. Okay, so stop that. Start this. Where is it? There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Let me see how it's looking on your end. Okay, let me enlarge that just a tad so it's more visual. Boom, boom. Okay, I think that'll work. Okay, so Canelo Alvarez lawsuit against the Zone and Golden Boy dismissed in first form. Okay, so first form presumably means in its first form as it appears. It's been dismissed on that basis. Oscar De La Hoya hopeful for a reconciliation. The lawsuit is not necessarily dead in the water as Canelo's legal team have 5 days to amend. Okay, so I'm just going to skip through this briefly. Last week, Canelo Alvarez filed a lawsuit against the Zone, Golden Boy Promotions, and Oscar De La Hoya, alleging a breach of contract and seeking 200.
Excuse me, Ralph. I'll be right back. Okay.
Okay, no problem. 280. Just mute you. Hold on. Let me just sort this out. Let me just mute that. Okay, so 280 million in damages. That's what he was suing for. Okay, on Friday, though, a court in California dismissed the suit in its submitted form. So dismissed it as it was submitted, giving Alvarez and his team just over 2 weeks to amend the claim and file again. Okay, so the Alvarez side has until September the 28th to do so. And if they don't, it would likely result in an outright dismissal. De La Hoya made mention of the ruling on Twitter. And whilst not celebrating, he does say that he still hopes things can be resolved and work can begin again. That was the tweet there. Can you... Oh yeah, just give me a chance, man. Just give me a chance to get through this. Give me a chance to get through this thing. I'll look at the chat. Where are we? If not, okay. I mean, give me a chance to get through this thing, please. Give me a chance to get through this thing. De La Hoya has played it pretty cool in public. Okay, so that's it. That's it, really. That's it. That's the main thing. Okay, what's this? The scenario potentially looking, trying to find any pertinent points. Okay, so basically, they've got to go back. They've got to go back and resubmit the stuff, resubmit their claim. I think it's centered around them getting some details incorrect about the people they're claiming against. They thought it was a PLC or LLC instead of limited company. Golden Boy is a limited company, not a PLC or LLC. What's going on here? What's going on here? Okay, Hamed dropped off and now he's back in. Okay, so Hamed, let's, yeah, what are you saying? I'll look in the chat now and see what's going on. Yeah, carry on, Hamed. Hamed, you're muted. Okay, carry on, Michael, what is it? Yeah, Michael, yeah, you there, yeah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you heard you heard what was going on there.
I already read it, but I have the actual court case, so I didn't read it from an article. And the reason why I didn't read it from an article, because the headline is a money grab.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as they put the word dismissed in there in first form, they automatically assuming that it's going to automatically get people to just jump in there and read it. Then when it was done, when they get to the meat and potatoes, then they get disappointed, because you should realize is this type of thing actually happens a lot in court cases where people get jurisdiction wrong, they get the businesses wrong, and they get the citizenship of the case wrong as well. And it happens a lot. And for them to even pop this up and bring it up, it was clearly a money grab. But
what was a money grab? What was a money grab?
The article, the way they read this, the way the subject reads.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
As soon as they put that word dismissed in there,
yeah,
everybody think that.
Let's get to the heart of the situation anyway. Let's get to the heart of the situation as you see it. The Canelo lawsuit.
Well, as I see it, I think somebody's wrong. I think somebody has to be wrong. Well, if I look at Oscar De La Hoya's track record, outside of boxing, inside of boxing with his fighters, the zone with America, dealing with having they got John Skipper, but then a whole bunch of foreigners in there under the zone USA and stuff like that, and then John Skipper's cocaine abuse, and then you look at Canelo. Has been going back and forth with Oscar. They've been butting heads for a while now. You know what I'm saying? So when I read it, when you read the court case, the initial one, all it really is just a whole bunch of, this is what they did to me, blah blah blah, whoop. It's all it is accusations, right? That has to be proved. That has to be proven. So the good thing about this is that if Canelo and his team, they filed the correct paperwork. Well, it doesn't have to be the correct paperwork, but they respond with the paperwork on the 28th. Then, a little bit after that, maybe we're in September, right? So mid-October, early November, we might hear the Zones and Golden Boys rebuttal to this. See what I'm saying? And so until we get the rebuttal with what Canelo is saying, we don't know who's wrong, because we only hearing one side of the story. And guess what? He's not showing no exhibits. He's not showing no proof. All he's saying is, blah, blah, whoop, whoop, whoop. This might be the case. This might be it. But, you just never know. Now let's go through and let's like literally read some of the shit that he said. Now, he said, what did he say? Breach of contract twice. Breach of convenient of good faith and fair dealing. Intentionally interference with contract, neglect, interference with contract, intentional interference, prospective economy relationships, neglect, interference, prospective economy relationship, a whole bunch of shit, right? Like 10 damn things, right? And so now he ain't got to prove all these, really, to tell you the truth. But that doesn't mean if he prove one, he can get the whole 28 million, but he can get something. But I just think the man is either he's trying to prove to them that you guys got to take me seriously and give me what the fuck I want, or he's trying to get away,
easy with the language. I'm money.
I'm sorry. Right. It's either he's trying to prove to the Zone and Golden Boy that give me what I want, I'm going somewhere else, or that's basically going to give him what he want, or it's going to be like I want to leave Golden Boy, and or Golden Boy and DAZN. I don't know, but we got to hear. We need to hear the rebuttal.
You need to hear the rebuttal. Hamed's fallen off. You need to hear the rebuttal. I think what I see from this case is that in the first instance, or in this instance rather, it's disturbing to me. It's mildly disturbing to me. Hamed's back. It's mildly disturbing. Yeah. It's mildly disturbing to me that his legal team couldn't get the simplest thing right. I find that mildly disturbing, because they're not going to say, oh, forget that, then that one's on us. You don't have to pay us for that because we got it wrong. He's still going to get charged for that. Legal incompetence is not unusual. Hamed.
Ralph, can I say this before he goes on?
Yeah,
with that legal incompetence thing.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, this shit happens all the time. It's very common. This doesn't mean that you're incompetent with this part. This stuff happens all the time. It happened with Povetkin's lawyer. It happened with Deontay Wilder's lawyer, and they didn't have no cheap lawyers.
Okay, Hamed.
What is he trying to say? Could you elaborate? Like, because I didn't listen to it.
I think he's saying that the legal teams get this kind of thing wrong all the time. I mean, because right about now, my point is that it's been thrown out of the court temporarily until they get it right. They got to resubmit. I think what Michael's saying is that you know the legal teams mess up like this all the time. What are you saying, Hamed?
All right, I didn't listen to the full thing because I was on. I don't know, problem with the mute.
Well, basically, it's been thrown out of court. It's been thrown out of court temporarily. They have to resubmit. Because some technicalities were incorrect.
All right, a technicality. All right, I think Ringa Hugh done a video on it, and that's just after I think the breaking news came on Boxing Scene. Who I seen post the article or whatever. I don't know who first reported, but anyway, I seen them reporting that he was dismissed what's it called? The first lawsuit, or is it the first?
It's the first
form. How do you put? I don't know how you put it.
First form. First form.
Right,
Canelo Alvarez lawsuit against DAZN and Golden Boy dismissed in its first form.
All right, I gotta go in about 5 minutes. I just want to say this. First, when it was breaking news, because we saw a 24 document page, and DAZN, when it was reported that they were offering only to pay 50% of Canelo's money after giving him a guarantee contract of $35 million per fight, with a guarantee in total of $365 million, I believe. I think the first Rocky Fielder fight was about $15 million. Anyway. That at the first, majority of people online, fans, media, whatever, whichever side of the street, whether you like Canelo or not, we're all in agreement. Majority, I'd say about 70%. Why, from what I gauged from Twitter, YouTube, Google Hangouts, and the people I spoke to, that DAZN were in the wrong and they should be paying him, whether or not it's a pandemic or not. If you agree to something, you agree. That's different to being in a pandemic where the contract fluctuates and if you put in the contract that stuff like a pandemic could affect the wage bill, whatever. So DAZN, I thought there is a loophole where they may have messed up with. They didn't put that into the contract. Now people are trying to say that this is a victory for DAZN and that Canelo is gonna be locked into a contract. To my knowledge, some people are saying this could be some sort of way of getting out of his contract with DAZN. So Golden Boy know they're gonna have to, like, they also in the battle. They know they're gonna have to try and settle this with Canelo and try and come to agreement. Maybe that could be a solution. Or if DAZN are in the wrong, like we don't know everything in the contract, then DAZN may have to pay up a lot of money. And if that's the route, then they could end up paying close to almost close to £300 million, which is $280 million. That could be a big hit. At the same time,
they be paying him for like all of those fights. Why would they be paying him for all those? I find that highly unlikely.
Well, you look at it. This you guarantee someone. All right, let me say this: you guarantee someone a contract.
Mm.
You sign the contract. You say we're going to pay you all this,
Mm.
and you don't disclose some of the things that could prevent you being taken to court and being sued for not honoring the contract. There could be a possibility either you pay the money or they may have to pay a fraction of it. I don't know. Look, this is a complicated matter because we don't know what exactly is in the contract. I will say one thing. This could still just mean that he may want more than 50%. If that's the case, then they may go back and start negotiating with him. But at the moment, I don't think that's the case. I think they're trying to, personally, I think they're trying to, Canelo's trying to get away from the zone and Golden Boy, and he may want to start his own promotion. That's the bigger picture. With the DAZN thing, that's a very complicated matter because he's locked into a contract. People are saying that he could go anywhere else. He may be not able to go anywhere else because I don't know if anyone else could afford him. He may have to either drop his asking price or stay on DAZN to take a pay cut. At the same time, if you guarantee someone a contract, they do have a right to, if they're not being paid, if they're being asked to pay, they'd have 50%.
I find it highly unlikely that he would be awarded the full contract.
No, that's a different argument.
I think it's more likely that a judge might say, "Well, okay, this area here has been messed up. Correct that. Correct the." But then you got the force majeure with the 17 mil. He wasn't prepared. Canelo wasn't prepared to take a 50 mil.
What is the force majeure?
And then there's force majeure involved in there.
What does that mean?
Force majeure, acts of God, storms.
Did they put that in the contract?
Whatever, and then it's suspected that that's in the contract.
But we don't know if it is.
We don't know if it isn't. So it's just
but some people have speculated.
But then
hypothetical, yeah.
But then even if acts of God is in the contract, then they will have to prove the act of God within the contract.
You have to be written, yes.
And then, so how some of these cases, because I read over 20 court cases, right? So most of those are boxing related.
Right.
So can I elaborate?
Most of these things, when it comes to, they'll cite another case that proved that type of act of God to prove their point. Because of this, if they acted and they gave this guy money because of an act of God with this, but then they got to prove that within that COVID-19 is an act of God.
Force majeure would cover that.
But he's going off track.
Basically,
no, I'm not.
It's not necessarily the term an act of God. It means unforeseen circumstances which greatly affect the ability for the contract.
But that's
what it is. Look, it is a force of God.
Can I explain? Can I explain the force majeure thing? Because they had ample time to make fights. Once they knew the COVID was, once it got February, March, April, May, they had time to make the fights. They had time to adjust. The zone have fights. All these other guys have fights. So it's gonna be other things they're gonna have to prove.
Well, I know what he's trying to say. I know what he's trying. He's not
to Hamid.
All right. I know what he's trying to say. At the same time, the zone are not out of business. They still got money. They're still pulling up fights. The big thing here. I think people should be recommended to listen to the Mario Lopez. I know not many people like Steve Kim, but they did a podcast. First 20 minutes of that podcast from last week, I highly recommend it because Mario Lopez is someone who's very close to De La Hoya, and he and Steve Kim went over some very important things there. Until I listened to that, I wasn't aware of everything. Some people probably seen this, but the way they explained and broke it down was a good way of seeing it from both sides. That contract between Golden Boy and the zone is the big issue because Mario Lopez said, to their knowledge, Canelo did not agree to fight guys like Golovkin on this date and that date or whatever. Golden Boy put it in the contract. It wasn't even in the contract. Golden Boy just said to the zone that we'll make sure that he fights Golovkin in the third or fourth fight of his contract, and that was meant to be in 2020 May or September, and they agreed to stuff like that. So once that fight didn't happen and Golovkin materialized, the zone started making demands saying that for him to fight the next fight to be guaranteed 35 million, he has to fight a premier opponent. And the three names they put in were De La Hoya, Masvidal, and who's the other guy? Habib Nurmagomedov. None of those guys are deemed premier right now in boxing circles. Maybe they are to the casual fan, but at the same time, to me, that seems like bad boxing decision. So if Canelo and his team, whatever, didn't sign off, and this is just a word from Golden Boy's mouth, then the zone messed up. But if Golden Boy have put it in the contract that on their behalf, Canelo has agreed to fight Golovkin, and that's one of the big issues why they won't pay 35 million for the likes of Callum Smith and Billy Joe Saunders, and Canelo needs a better team. That means him and his team or representatives didn't read the full contract. It's a very tricky situation. I personally think I could see a couple of scenarios. I don't think the zone will end up paying the full 280 million if Canelo walks away, but I think they could come to some sort of settlement or agreement where Canelo gets paid, I don't know, for his next couple of fights or whatever, and there's some sort of percentage cut, and he walks away and he's a free agent. That could happen. But that's still a lot of money. If they're not willing to pay $35 million, 70 million, 80 million, whatever the hell it is, if that's some sort of agreement, we don't know. It could be less than that. That's still a lot of money.
Okay, so that is that. Where's that sound coming from? Where's that sound? I was coming from one of you guys. Okay, so, gentlemen, I thank you. I thank you for your attendance. Thank you very much. And you're free to come back on another day. But now it's approaching midnight, so that
I just wanted to know, what was your thoughts on the whole thing?
I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to wrap it up when you guys are gone. I'm going to close down the show now because it's getting kind of late. Okay, thank you, Hamed, and thank you, Michael. Or is it Michael Johnson? Is that right?
Right on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.
Now.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So we got through it. What is it now? 2.5 hours, 2 hours, 37 minutes. Let's bring the music back as we bring this baby home. Okay. So Zone wanted a freak show fight. Yeah, okay. So where are we now? We kind of chopped it up. Let's get back to the proper banner. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, so we didn't get who we were expecting. It didn't show. It didn't materialize. Un momento. Let me have a look what's going on here. What's going on here? EJ causing trouble, trying to stir things up. In the background. Okay. What's he saying? Raphie looking for smoke with Zone 6. Raphie wasn't looking for smoke with Zone 6. Zone 6 approached me and said he wanted to chat. So, said he wanted to chat. And I said, okay. I told him where. Monday. Raphael Dawkins, Combat Radio, Boxing Talk with Raphie. Told him where to be. And he said, great. Cool. So I said, cool. So today, that was on Saturday. So today, which is Monday, kind of did the thumbnails, did a quick video, did a quick thumbnail, did a quick video to alert everybody to what's going down, what was going down tonight. And yeah, as you see, the fella did not materialize, which is very surprising to me. Very, very surprising. I'm very, 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 very surprised. Monday at 9 p.m. You know, it's pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Dude said, yes, cool. and he did not materialize. Most unfortunate. Most unfortunate. Where are we now? Where are we now? Where are we now? He's not coming. What do you mean he's not coming? It's over. The show's over. It's done. We chopped up a bunch of things, and people had the opportunity to say how they felt. Michael Johnson is an LDBC guy, I believe. So we did get some LDBC input. I don't know what this fella, the other fella, the fellow who's supposed to be here, I don't know who he's with. I don't know if he's an LDBC guy, but he did get somewhat concerned about the fact that from time to time I talk about Deontay Wilder. Why do I talk about Deontay Wilder? Well, basically, I think it's a damn disgrace. It's a damn disgrace that someone who was WBC champion for 5 years has such a piss poor resume. Yes, he stepped it up latterly over the last year or two. Marginally fought Luis Ortiz a couple of times. Yeah, could have fitted a Dillian White fight in there, but no. Opted to fight Luis Ortiz twice. Then could have fought Dillian White again, but he opted to fight Breezel, Dominic Breezel. Most unfortunate. So it's a piss poor resume from the WBC, ex-WBC heavyweight title holder. Piss poor resume, and too much smoke and mirrors. Too much muddying of the waters. Too much muddying of the waters. Yeah, so I can't support that. I think his resume is a disgrace, and so I was welcoming the fella in question to come and talk about that. Yeah. Very, very disappointing. Very disappointing. So what can one say? All right, no messaging anybody when they know where they need to be. They know where they need to be. So, but they opt not to be here. Well, whatever. I don't know what his circumstance is, but he's supposed to be here and he didn't materialize. So that's just one of those things. He didn't come. If the guy don't come, then he don't come. The guy don't come, then he don't come. EJ, you're just repeating yourself like a parrot over and over again. Knock it off. OMG. You know, if somebody says they're going to come and they don't come, well, that's on them. That's on them. It's very unfortunate, but we did. Michael Jordan was nice enough to step in, so we did get to hear a voice of, well, I don't know what the other guys. I don't know if the other guy's LDBC or not, or what. So there you have it. Let's get through some of these chats as we wind this thing down. Great show. Excellente. Philip Carl Roberts. What else we got? Boom, boom, boom. Yes, Ahmed, thanks for jumping on. Adding a different voice. Where are we now? And, of course, Michael Johnson from the LDBC guy. Where are we here? Yeah. Very surprising. OMG. Show's over. Catch the rerun. So there we have it. Lisa Bayliss. Great live stream. I'd like to thank everybody for dropping by, everybody for dropping in. And, of course, watch out for the videos. If you enjoy the content, but you have not subscribed, please kindly do so. If you enjoy the content, then smash that like button and tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. What else did they left me to say? Okay, next live will be on Wednesday. Ask Rick. And then we'll be doing something on Friday. But watch out for the videos in the meantime. It's been an interesting one. Let's get EJ spamming up the place. Okay, so where are we? Have I got through all the comments? Good show, even if the planned guest did not turn up. OMG. Okay, well, it's out there. We did it for you. Did it for me. Did it for everybody. And so, next live show Wednesday. The one after that on Friday. I may even do a live show during the week, but look out for the videos. It's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. It's the like. It's the subscribe. It's the comments. It's the shares. And it's the hitting that bell icon. Stay updated with news and notifications. So don't forget about the live show. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. It's the Raphie Dawkins. It's the Combat Radio. And I'm out.